This is the Hills Footy League Match of the Day.
Yes, a big welcome to everyone, and thanks for joining us for the vibe of Hills football as we get set for the Call of the Wild. Jeff Pistola here with the Call team as the Dream Maker Caravan Studio has made its first visit out of the 2021 HFL season to Balhannah Oval to take in the Round 11 Division 1 A-grade clash between the hosting Onka Valley Bulldogs and Hahndorf. And today's worldwide stream coming to you through our sponsors, Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice. And, of course, also a big welcome to those listeners on board through Lofty 88.9 FM. And as usual, it's great to be joined by the dulcet tones of Ben Goldfinch and Rob Sherwood. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Pistols. Yes, great to be here from Balhannah Oval. Big clash as we head towards the closing or the second half of the season, obviously. Just Hahndorf currently in the reserves, 13-11 to Onka Valley 2-6. Hahndorf currently going through their paces in the A grade, just behind the coach's box over there. So, of course, Hahndorf won 6 games, Pistols over 100 points today. Onkas, though, pushed them significantly in the early matches of the season. So, yeah, interesting to see how the Dogs go today.
And Robbie, good to see you.
Yeah, Pistols, Goldie, as usual. Great to be here. It's always overcast at Balhannah, isn't it, eh? So, yeah, but no, great to be here. Looking forward to see if the doggies can push the pies and, yeah, hopefully, we've got a cracker of a game.
And, of course, stats play a large role in the outcome of the match, and delivering those that matter are the dynamic numbers duo, Jaden J. Hill and Indy Rogers, and we'll hear from them a bit later on. And also a special welcome to the producer, cameraman extraordinaire, Dallas Rogers is in the house as well. So a big team to bring you the big clash here this afternoon. Now, as we said, out at Balhannah Oval, and we've been lucky enough to be joined by Stewie Fuchs, the president of the Onka Valley Football Club. Stewie, welcome to the Call of the Wild.
Thanks, Pistols. Thanks for having me in the van, the Dream Maker Caravan.
I'll tell you what, mate, it's a bit warmer than probably is outside at the moment.
It's a beautiful day in Balhannah today. The sun was out this morning. It
Well,
was nice. I thought, yeah, you beauty, but have a look.
It was indeed. But anyway, it is hills and it is a winter sport, as they say, Stewie. Now, Stu, first season in charge here at the kennel, how have you found it?
Oh, look, it's been interesting on occasions. It's been very interesting. It's been fun. I'm enjoying it for the most part, yeah, it's good. Yeah.
And overall performance for the Dogs at this stage of the season, because the A grade sort of locked in a battle for the 5, but generally throughout the club, juniors, not doing too bad. So overall,
look, we're going along, I think, okay. I probably wouldn't put it any more than okay at the moment. We've had a couple of disappointing losses throughout the grades up till now, and particularly with our A grade losing 2 on the trot by fairly small margins recently, which we should have won both games. But yeah, you get that. It's football, as they say.
I tell you what, it's one of the great traditional clubs here in the Hills Football League, has been for a very long time, and just a family-orientated club. And
Very much.
I mean, you look at just the I know a lot of clubs have the family connection. I mean, you look at the Parker family at Ureda, but you look here, the Tanner family.
The Tanner family. I think there's about 39 of them now. And they put so much into the football club, families like that. Guys like Dingo and Steve and Robert, and they've all grown up in the club, and now their kids are coming through, and they're getting involved in footy as well in the moddies, and it's great to see. Yeah,
and of course one of the previous holders of the car park, the President's car park here, Chris, I think he's doing the what car park?
I didn't know anything about a car park.
Yeah, the park up at Verdon to get there.
The one.
Because Chris goal umpiring these days as well.
I believe Tans is goal umpiring somewhere today. Yeah, no, he doesn't do Onka's games.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, look, I think it's good that people don't umpire at their own grounds, umpire their own games.
Yeah.
It just keeps everything on a pretty level and honest footing.
But as I said, a great community football club, and just there's always a good crowd any time Onkas
Yeah,
plays. They have
definitely.
a very good following, haven't they?
They do. Yeah, we do get a lot of people to the games, which is great, and we get a lot of people back at the club on Saturday nights as well. I think we introduce our Moddy sides to the club on Saturday nights.
Fantastic.
At Prezzo's, and I think the last time we did that was just before the long weekend, and I reckon we served something like nearly 160 meals, 150
Wow.
meals or something. So, yeah, it was fantastic. It's just a great atmosphere.
And just some of the great improvements you've made here with the picket fence out there.
Yeah,
And the,
looks nice.
yeah, I know, unfortunately,
Yes.
some of it was blown away there over the wall.
Well, that and the water. I think the water's stained it a little bit. But,
Yeah.
no, it's looking good, and we've got a list of projects.
And your
Yep.
barbecue shed over there, and of course just
Yes.
across from the Dream Make here, we're on the Onka Valley Road side near the cricket nets, but the scoreboard, which I think this is the second season that's been up, the electronic talk,
I
second or
think
third?
it's about the third season we've had it running
So you
now.
said
Yep.
a lot of projects, and also
Yeah.
the
Yep.
lights, which
Yes,
allows
the lights
night
are
football now as well.
Fantastic, yeah. The lights have been great. We've played, and particularly for the kids to play footy as well on Friday nights. But yeah, we've.
Now, the footy club, they're involved with, I know a lot of grounds are sort of maintained by the councils and everything, but it seemed to find a lot of grounds that are maintained by like a sporting progress association. I don't know if that's the situation here. Always seem to be better grounds because they get well looked after.
Yeah, look, the Memorial Park
Johnston Park.
Committee, Johnson Park Committee, they're a great bunch of people, and they really they have ownership in. Obviously, they manage the ground, but they really cherish the oval.
Yep.
And they take a lot of care and put a lot of love into it, and all the clubs have a great working relationship with them. Yeah.
You're on the Core of the Wild today, coming to you live from Balhannah Oval, and halfway through the last quarter here in the reserves game. Looks like Hahndorf going to have another runaway win, 15-11, leading the Bulldogs 2-7 at this stage. And we're talking to Stewie Fuchs, the president of the Onka Valley Footy Club. Now, Stu, bit of a survey going out at the moment. I know it's been sent out to your members regarding junior football. Some
Yes.
interesting changes there.
Yeah, there is the review document that came out the other day. Look, we've got some concerns about the direction that's suggesting we should take, or some of the recommendations in there. We don't believe that they're in the best interest of football clubs in the long term. And we started surveying people last night. I think within the half hour that the survey went out, we had nearly 40 responses.
Wow.
And overwhelmingly in favour of keeping Saturday football in its traditional format. Now, how that gets managed, I think, needs to be consultation between the clubs and the league, but everyone needs to be on board with the same idea.
I think it's great, the idea that they've actually put it out there to the football public, so that as we talked about the football community who come along and support their club week in, week out, they deserve to actually have a say in this, don't they?
Yes, correct. And we thought it was really important that it's okay for us as a committee to make decisions for our club, but we thought it was vitally important that our members and the parents of our kids who are, in 5 or 10 years' time are going to be playing A grade and B grade, we thought it was very important for them to have their say as well, to give us their opinions.
Yeah.
And, look, as I said, overwhelmingly in favour of continuing Saturday football in the format that we've known as forever.
I suppose when you look around, and the kids base here at Onka Valley is pretty strong.
It is, yeah, it is. We've struggled through a little bit on occasions with our Colts, particularly with our under-16s and under-18s this year, in that we lost a number of kids to school football.
Sure.
And which we got them back today for our under-18s side. But our numbers in the 18s and the 16s have been a little bit up and down, to the point where, like, we've been getting under 16s kids to come up and play 18s. Unfortunately, last week was a bit of a pain because our under 16s had to play over at Birdwood. At the same time, our under 18s played at Uradler. So that was really hard to manage with. Fortunately, we were able to bring that game forward over Birdwood. So some guys got back in time. But it's not only managing the availability of players, but it's coaches who then have to play B grade.
Sure.
It's trainers. It's parents driving here and driving there and wanting to watch all their kids play, not just one.
Yeah, and I think it gets at the fabric of the competition as well.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm an old banker boy, as most people know.
And my lad turned up there last week and they had 2 games on.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to hurt your revenue, Stu. It has to hurt your revenue. So
it will.
It's affecting the fabric and the quality of our competition as a Div 1 comp.
Yep.
I understand what they say with community and whatever, but at the end of the day,
Central footy has always been for the clubs that can fill their 5.
Yes. Yep.
And I don't hide behind anything. I never have. When you get clubs like Achunga and Bridgewater allowed to come up, and this isn't a forum for that, but it's just highlighting a point. When you get clubs like that that can come up and play in Div 1 without having the full complement of teams, it affects your club. It affects Hahndorf, Mount Barker. Now, if your clubs have excess kids, great, play in the country
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. I mean, Hills footy is unique. It's not Sandford or whatever, but good on you guys this year and all the other clubs that have had to travel and break up your Saturdays, and because it does affect your clubs.
Yeah, it is hard work, and I said to a couple of people recently that I grew up in the city and I played football down in town, and when I went from junior football, from Colts footy to senior footy, you didn't know anyone because you never interacted with the senior club as a junior player. I was fortunate because my parents were always on the committee of the club, and so I knew a lot of the senior players, but a lot of the guys didn't, and so they go to senior footy and they don't fit in, or they feel like they don't fit in, and then they drop off. Some hang around, some drop off, and I don't want to see that happen up here, quite honestly.
Yeah. And I think most of the clubs don't, and if they take the time to read the reports and whatever, I think there'll be a resounding, hang on, what the hell are we doing out here? What's going on? What's going on?
I think the situation, though, you have, because obviously with the Colts numbers, they're just not there for some clubs.
No, that's right.
I asked you the question before, how are you going with your Colts numbers? Getting by. But obviously, I think the days of the separate competitions, and the divisional Colts is dead and buried, unfortunately. And they will have to be into the one competition. And there will be the situation where you might have to play your kids away from the mainstream. But we don't want to see it to go to a separate Sunday competition.
Definitely not.
And clubs have got to realise, I think, it's just getting bums on seats as far as games for the kids. So if there's a little bit of inconvenience, say once or twice a year you do have to play away from the mainstream, be it so. But really, we want to hold that traditional...
Pistols and Stewie, it could be that, you play your women.
you can play your women as well and interact them in.
Yep.
And then play your kids on a Sunday if it's a one-off scenario, or after the A grade, or you just make a slot which fits and both clubs agree on. There's got to be just communication, not dictatorship.
No.
If you're playing X next week and you chat to them, okay, can we play our under-18s or our under-14s after the A grade, or
Yeah, absolutely.
it's about communication, which is a big word. Anyway,
it is.
It'll sort itself.
It is indeed. And obviously good communication for a president with your, you're pretty out there and about the Onka Valley Football Club. At least let all the members know what's going on.
Well, yeah, we do. We try and keep our members informed and engaged as much as possible. It's always hard when you've got so many people around the club who don't necessarily always come back to the club on Saturday nights. Parents of Moddies players and Auskick kiddies and the women's teams and so on. It's hard to keep those people engaged in what's happening at the club. And that's where I've started to send out the email, the semi-regular email saying this is what we're doing, this is what's happening. We put a lot of stuff on our Facebook group page, and just to try and keep everyone informed. You know, it's important. As you said, Pistols, it's based about community. That's what this is all about.
I think we were lucky enough to have you on the huddle earlier in the season. Of course, that was a prelude to the game you had against Nan with the mental health game.
That's right.
How'd that all go?
Yeah, actually, look, it was really good. I think we raised $1,000 or something for Beyond Blue that day. That was just donations through the gate.
Sure.
And I was standing at the gate there at one stage in the morning, just holding the tin, and people, as they were driving up, were reaching for their change. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. Fantastic. Yeah.
Just a few dog boys looking in the B grade
there.
Yeah, but as we said, Hahndorf 17-15 leading the Dogs 2-6 here inside the last 2 minutes of the game. Now, Stewie, obviously the focus today, well, actually, surprisingly, the Dogs do have a good record out here against Hahndorf for beating them out here twice in the last 5 years or so, which is better success than a lot of clubs have had against Hahndorf.
Yeah. Look, and, you know, even when we played them over there early in the season, you know, in the first half of the game, we were pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, actually, the Hahndorf boys we had them last week, and they were saying post-match that was the case, and then a couple of injuries untimely just upset the balance of the Onka's team, and they got away from you.
I think at half-time we had no bench left, and we had some pretty key players out with injuries. Michael Arbin did his ACL, I think it was that day, and Matt Dean with a hamstring that kept him out for a number of weeks, and Johnny Greenslade, you know, struggled off the ground. And, that really hurt us big time. And I think, you know, when you come out after half-time and you've got no bench and you're playing against a side that's as good as what Hahndorf are, the struggle's yours from there on.
And I think you showed 2 years ago what the Dogs are capable of, that breakthrough grand final appearance. It's
definitely.
Just, unfortunately, a lot of people were expecting perhaps to kick on from last year, but shortened season. But injuries, once again, they do take a toll on you, don't they?
Yeah, we've been smashed with injuries this year. Yeah. And this happened to us back in about 2000 and whatever it was, 17 or something, or 18, where we had, I think we had enough blokes injured going back a month. We had enough guys injured to fill a side.
Yeah.
So,
but again, it gives other guys opportunity. I think a big Cal Shillabeer's his first
Caleb
A-grade game.
Shillabeer's in the A-grade today,
first
game.
A-grade, and also, I think it might be second game, Jake Baker, the senior Colts boy.
Be Jake's third game today. And Kyle Pake back in for his second game of the season as well today.
Yeah, so as you said, got the youngsters coming through.
And we know what we're going to get from those lads as well. So, you know, we've got every bit of faith in them that they're going to be able to do the job that they're given.
And just quickly, having our great friend Shane Collins back at the club in an official capacity is great.
Colo's great. You know, he's the most passionate Hills footy man going around. And I take a lot from Colo.
Yep.
He has a lot of really good ideas and a lot of good things to say.
Yep.
And he's fantastic to have around the club. Yep.
Well, Stewie, thanks for giving us a bit of your time. Busy day, home game for the home team.
Yes.
Now, I suggest that you should chase up Andrew Adcock, because obviously he's got the key to the President's car park still.
Yes. Right. Okay, and I think he's also got the key to the President's whiskey cabinet as well.
Yeah, for these cold days.
Okay, thanks, fellas.
Thanks for joining us, Stewie, and all the best for today and the rest of the season.
Thanks, Goldie.
Thanks, Stewie.
Thanks, Rob.
Good luck today, mate.
So there we have Stewie, folks. Been good enough to join us, the president of the Onka Valley Football Club. And, of course, they're hosting the Magpies here this afternoon. And, of course, the Pies are out on the ground. So we might take this opportunity for the first time this afternoon to talk to Indy and Jaden with any stats that matter down there. So good afternoon to the dynamic duo with the stats.
Yeah, good afternoon to you too, Pistols. Just getting a bit of a taste of the conditions on the ground here as well, just before we get into the stats, of course. It's certainly approaching that peak period of winter, very cold and wet indeed, and at Balhannah it gets even muddier. So certainly looking forward to the challenges today. We know Hahndorf are used to conditions like this, and, well, this is Onka's home ground to be fair, but we'll see how they fare out against the current ladder leaders in A-grade. Of course, for today's statistics, we'll, of course, be tracking the basics for Onka and Hahndorf's including hit-outs, inside 50s and centre clearances. We're also going to be tracking some of the disposal counts for Tim Webber from Onkas. And, of course, we'll see how many intercept marks Scott Perling will get, because he got a lot last week when he was playing against Blackwood, as we witnessed. And we'll take it over to Jaden now, who has some more advanced stats to provide to us.
Cheers, thanks, Indy. Yeah, great to be here today. Obviously, the weather, hopefully it holds up a little bit, but we'll see how we go. The head-to-head count between these two teams, Onka Valley 9 and Hahndorf 18 in those 27 meetings. The head-to-head count at Balhannah, Hahndorf have won 5 and Onkas have actually won 6, so they are ahead of them in that count. The last time Onkas beat Hahndorf was in round 16, 2017, 4-10-94 to 12-12-84 at this ground at Balhannah. So that was a good win by Onka Valley. They actually only have 5 players that are still playing in this team today that were in the game in 2017. So that'll be interesting. Just the average margin. So the average margin between these two sides is 42.8. The average margin at Balhannah is 35.3. And the average margin in the last 5 games is 39.4. The average winning margin for Hahndorf at Balhannah is a whopping 77.8. So hopefully it's not a big margin like that one, but it's still on Hahndorf though. Their average winning margin for the year is 86.3. So they're winning against teams by about 14 to 15 goals. So hopefully Onkas can hold them up, and they've won every home game this season. So hopefully Onkas can keep their home ground form going today, Pistols. So.
Thank you very much, boys. And also the fact is they have actually had wins over Hahndorf here, as I said, in 2017, in round 16. Also 2016 in round 10, Onkas did beat Hahndorf here. So a bit of a hoodoo ground, I suppose, when you look at the scope of Hahndorf's success in the last few years here, Goldie. So the Dogs not without a chance.
Range just set in here a bit, Pistols, and also Matt Golding as coach. He arrived at 2018 after assisting, I guess, Blackwood to the 2017 premiership against Hahndorf, and since then he's only lost 2 matches as coach. I think he's won 57 or something, so pretty incredible record. And in that time, they won 3 premierships, as Cole Cheney just comes out into the middle with Ben Joffa-Jeffries to toss the coin. Umpires today are Ben Moss and Brian Rule. And Cheney's won the toss and will be kicking towards the club room end in this first term. Hahndorf going towards the scoreboard end or the left of your dial or screen.
So rain just starting to drift through. It's been a pretty miserable week here in the hills. A little bit of sun was out this morning, Robbie Sherwood. We thought this is going to be not a bad day, but as we talk, as I said, the rain has drifted in here. So
Wasn't raining in Flowerville, Matt.
Nah, never rains down there.
But yeah, it's hopefully just a passing shower.
Actually, I was thinking of you the other day. Some bloke was taken in custody, Goldie.
From Hectorville.
Yeah, look, maybe spying on the neighbours. You came straight to mine. I don't know what that means. Have to talk to Nick Amato about it.
Do have a telescope, and I saw Nick the other day, so he's going well.
So interesting, boys. Look at this: 10 wins to the Magpies, 5 to the Bulldogs at this stage of the season. This is a bit of an interesting stat here, boys, for you gurus. Hahndorf have scored 95 more goals than the Dogs and conceded 42 goals less. So I think everything would point in favour of the Magpies, but football's a funny game, as we saw last night.
Yes.
The Saints getting up over the awesome Tigers, so yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially in this weather as well, could hold the ball up a bit and could work in Onka's favour. But yeah, you never know. Footy's a funny game, so yes, by those stats, it definitely points towards Hahndorf. So
but, as you look at Hahndorf coming in unchanged, so a bit of continuity. And actually, I noticed Big Daniel Roberts is out there, so he was listed as not playing today. So Big D Rob is making a comeback this afternoon after a couple of weeks off of injury. So it'd be interesting to see how he fares here in these conditions. Will suit his big frame, that's for sure. So both sides just going through their final preparations here. As we said, umpire Brian Rule and Benny Moss will be in charge here this afternoon. Benny Moss with the cap on Goldie out there, probably to keep the sun out of his eyes. Wishful thinking.
Why would you? Don't
Dan
ask.
Roberts there in the middle.
Yes, I just mentioned that.
Versus
He's
Shoal,
so
as you
we-
said, Pistols, yep.
So, we're underway here for the start of this round 11 action on the court. I'll trust you enjoying our stream. Up we go. First contest of the game. Ball comes down there, hacked out here, but immediately umpire Rule has picked out a free kick to go the way of Sammy Hayden for the Pies in the centre of the ground. First inside 50 venture for the Magpies. Up forward off hands there. Umpire's right on the scene. This time umpire Moss is alleged to push out there on Benny Salt. So Salt will have the first shot at goal for the game, and we've played 23 seconds. So much as they did last week, the Pies straight into attack, and a chance to bring up the opening goal within a minute. So Benny Salt didn't have the best of games last week, but still kicked a couple of goals. So 20 for the season. Set sail. Just drifting wide. So first score for the game is a mine one to the Pies. One behind, letting Onka yet to score.
Good to see they're using a yellow ball today too, boys.
So the Dogs will bring it in here. Kicking it out towards us. I think it's Joffa Jeffries will kick it out towards Zach George Dent territory. Big players went up. Luke Roberts was one of them. Ben Salt, is that throwing the ball? Yes, it is. Free kick to the Dogs. And they'll get the ball across the half-back flank here. As I said, they're kicking towards the scoreboard end of this first term. Need a good start. They kicked first three goals in the last time these two sides played, and then a few injuries obviously hurting the Dogs. Can't afford that today against the Magpies. So the ball just slightly working its way up this wing. We've gone 2 minutes in the opening quarter. Neither side yet on the board. I should say the Pies' first point to Ben Salt. Dogs working up the wing here, so they'll get an opportunity now for the first inside 50 for them. Ball's on centre wing.
So Johnny Greenslade back
Johnny
in.
Greenslade, yep. Of course, premiership player at Sturt. Came on board last year. Plays junior football at Mount Barker. So Greenslade goes as a short pass. Not the best kick, and that might be last touch. Is it? Oh, it's kept alive. Luke Roberts wins it. Kicked 5 goals last week. Gets it to Ingram. He was one of the leading players for them. Kicked it into the backside of Joffrey, I reckon.
No, Lockie Roberts.
Roberts purling out towards the boundary line, and that's gone out of
The
bounds.
look-away kick and the butt of
Straight in the old one of number 21.
He's
So
having a
it'll be
bit of a chuckle. Fireman.
It'll be a boundary throw-in just inside 50 here for the Dogs. They trail 1 point. The Dogs yet to score.
So, throw in. Daniel Roberts back in the side. I think the academy boy has been asked to come in a bit further and pitch it up higher, so he'll come back and recommence from the boundary. So, Roberts versus Shell, two of the best ruckmen in the hills. A leaper versus the body. Roberts gets it down, taken here by Hop. Good dispossess. Push out there. It does go the way of Yedge, was it? Yeah, no, Hopgood. So Hopgood, he'll go wide towards the interchange coaching box side. Got to play it there. Nicky Ingram takes a mark under Cocciolione's attention. Breaks away. Ingram goes further forward. Pack contest there. Ball brought to ground. Dogs trying to mop up. Sam Hill in there for the Pies. Looks for support. Gets out wide. I think it was Nykamp having a shot there, but once again a minor score coming up for Hahndorf. So they've moved along to 2 behinds, playing 3.5 minutes gone this first term. Short pass out here finds Doc Webber, Timmy Webber. Past premiership player Nord gets it out wide. Scoreboard side. Old scoreboard side. Locked up there was Mail. Ball comes out here. Wheeling around is Cheney. The skipper puts it back inside for the Pies, zooming out, and a great mark at the back of the bus was Benny Salt on that occasion with the go-go gadget arms. Just stuck up and took a good mark in these drizzly conditions. So Benny Salt already 1 shot on goal, relied on the point. Let's see if he can improve his accuracy this time.
Yep. I think he kicked the last goal last week. 11 goal kickers last week for the Magpies. So Ben Salt, second chance for him. He's kicked 1 point in his first term. Kicking from 45-degree angle towards the clubroom end. Gives it a good ride, and that's gone through for a first goal for the Magpies. They go to 1-1. Onka's, or 1-2, I should say. Onka's yet to score. 4.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter here of round 11 action.
And of course, thanks once again to Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice for their support and sponsorship this afternoon. And also, trust you enjoying the call on 88.9 FM for Lofty. So back in the centre, as Goldie said. Pies was short lead, 1-2. This is the Dogs that get on the board. Back in the centre, shoulder leaper, got the ball down. The slug Green got it out to Webber. High kick forward. Camped underneath was Mail. Ball comes to ground. Greenslade, good attack on the ball. Over the top of him. Hahndorf player holding it in there was Sammy Hayden. So umpire rule will come in and recommence. So Roberts, shoulder leaper, once again got the tap down. Favoured there. Good work there by Hopgood. Liked his game the last few weeks we've seen him. Ball comes out here to Hayden. High kick away towards centre half forward. Lumbering out again is Salt. This time on the chest. Couldn't hold it. Petrenko there tried a bit of magic but spun into trouble this time. Ball held up. And umpire Moss will come in and ball up.
He will. He's wearing a hat. 1-2. Hahndorf yet to score the Dogs. 60 minutes, guys. Here's the opportunity. Greenslade kicks it towards centre half forward. Backing back. Perling spoils the ball against Leonard. Ball hits the deck. Held up across the half forward line for the Dogs. Of course, last time these two sides met was round 2. Hahndorf 15-15, Onka Valley 6-7. Last week, the Dogs losing 16 points to Ureta, and Hahndorf with their 600-point win, they defeated Blackwood, 111 points in that one. So here's a chance for the Pies. Ball comes out the back. Got the ball here, just paddling it on. Trying to pick it up there was the catfish, Andy Vines. Found a teammate in Gamma. Could have been stripped of it. In fact, holding on. Free kick for the Dogs. Kick inside 50. Leonard's the target. Gathers it. Here's an opportunity for the Dogs. I think it's Coccioloni. Handballs on his knees towards Damien Green. Here's a chance for the catfish. Andy Vine snaps towards the goal. And the Dogs are first on the board, Pistols, and they needed just the confidence builder. And that's a good start, Rob.
Yeah, scrappy, but geez, they were at it hard. And yeah, they just kept knocking it forward. And a great goal at the end by Andy Vines there. Well deserved.
So Vines is 6th for the season, and as the boys said, timely goal just pegs back that early momentum that Hahndorf had. They're 1-2. Dogs are 1 straight, coming up to 7 minutes gone first.
Looks like the snow's coming, boys.
Snow, the sun's out at the moment, if you can believe that.
Yeah, it's.
So back in the centre be Daniel Roberts against Shell. As I said, two of the best ruckmen going around. So Shell to leaper.
Free kick.
Whistle's gone again, and.
Too many players in the
holding
middle.
off or something. Maybe Troy Parker Bos with the resultant free kick from whatever that was from. So Parker Bos puts the ball high towards centre half forward. Leap out there was Lukey Roberts. I think ball comes to ground. Held in there. So once again, we will have a ball up. This time umpire Moss. So Roberts, Lukey doing the ruck drill. Holding again. The umpires are pretty free with the whistle at this stage. So Luke Roberts will take the resultant free kick. So he'll kick from about 45 metres.
Yeah, I think he grabbed his left arm there in the ruck contest.
Yep, towards the Oakbank end of the ground. So Roberts, as Ben Goldfitch said, coming off a 5-goal haul last week, has 23 for the season. Goes for the short pass, spots up further afield, and unselfishly puts down in front of Niekamp to run on and take a, pretty uncontested mark there, Goldie. So Niekamp with his 23, the same as Lukey, to have the shot at goal.
Shouldn't really have an issue here, and straight through the middle. So Cooper Niekamp kicks the Pies second. They go 2-2. Onka Valley 1 goal. 9 minutes gone in the opening quarter here. Of course, you can tune in on Call of the Wild YouTube, Call of the Wild Facebook, and also Onka's and Hahndorf Facebook page.
So just while we're retrieving the ball, some quick opening stats, Jaden and Indy.
Cheers, thanks, Pistols. So 10 kicks to 12 in favour of Hahndorf, and handball count 7-5 in favour of Hahndorf as well. Pretty even down here.
It's a familiar story for Hahndorf in the ruck contest. 5 hit-outs to 1 for Onkers. So Roberts doing his job out there at the moment.
Back in the middle, Matt Roberts having a bit of a go here in ruck, replacing his brother against Dan Scholl. Do the bulk of the rucking for the Dogs in this one. Umpire throws the ball up. Here's a chance for Greenslade. He's got a few of it early. Kicks it towards the half-forward line for the Dogs. Leonard's the target. Could have holding on free kick. I think that was against perhaps Perling there in the ruck contest. Or young Grivell. So it's meantime the Dogs, half-forward line. Move the ball forward. Jeffries is down there along with Leonard. Ball's in a dangerous position. Coccioloni. Ball flicks out the back. Here's a chance for Timmy Webber. And it's held up. So dangerous position directly in front. Dogs' first goal was scored by Andy Vines. Hahndorf have kicked a couple, Nykamp and Salt. Matt Roberts won that one. Ball's held up in the forward pocket. 2-2 to 1 goal. Of course, round 11 action here. These two sides met in the grand final a few years ago. Scholl cleverly flicks it into a dangerous position. Collected by Bilby. Fumble there by Mayo. Jentsch just sockers it out of the fence and it opens up beautifully here for Salt. He's got two players in board. If he can... Came off the opponent's knees. Comes back to Jentsch. Unloads or attempted barrel. He's gone out towards the wing. It's taken there by the chip. And the Dogs were lucky to get out of that one. On the counter-attack.
Interesting deflection there. Might have been Zach George Dent. The ball came off there, so held up that attack, that's for sure. So ball up, Shell versus Roberts. Matt Roberts, ground level, got it down. Trent Mail under pressure there from Shell. The ruckman who's followed up. Still good tackle. Could that be holding the ball? Yes, it was. So good work from Shell. Took the ruck duties and followed up. So Daniel Shell, what an athlete he is. Also aspiring to be an astronaut.
Yep.
So puts it up high. Here's Perling lurking. Dropping short, Matty Jentsch taking one as he took one back of the net. So
wouldn't have hurt him.
The former Crow sets up towards centre half forward. Looking for the tall timber. Roberts was up there, Luke style. Ball ground level. Oh, good sharking there. I think it was Sammy Hill right in front of the members' pavilion here, the picket fence. Ball locked in there. Vines trying to burst his way through of a tackle. Applied there. Held up, I think. So the umpire will come in and ball it up. So 11 and a half minutes gone, 2-2. The Magpies leading the Dogs 1 goal. Good opening term here. Clearing kick by the Dogs. Getting across there. Jentsch, one grab, bounce off his chest and grabs the crumbs. So Matthew Jentsch still in the centre square. Looks like he's going to go for a long kick, a barrel. It's all Dogs back there, I think you'll find. Bouncing ball. George Dent, or it's Kuiper it is this time. Gets the ball, kicks up towards the direction of Mayo over his head. Webber comes in, also Hayden for the Pies. Nonchalantly gives it back to Nicky Ingram. Goes backwards to go forwards and finds Jentsch, who started that passage of play.
He's got players on the wing here. He's got Cheney. He goes into his direction on the half-back flank, which will then release Hopgood over the top. Goes to him, working the wing area. Leading up with Grivell. He'll go further afield towards the half-forward line. Coming at it with Xavier Parker Bowers, nice pick-up, snaps it inside 50. High bounce towards Luke Roberts in the pocket. Oh, good smother. That was against, I think, Kuiper there. Here's a chance for Xavier Parker Bowers on that left foot. Once again, dangerous position. Yeah. Ben Salt, well-weighted kick. And Salt will go back for his second goal of the first term. Rob, 30 minutes
just
gone.
Playing in front, whether it was a meant kick or a missed kick, he was just in front of his opponent and he should go back and slot his second.
I've certainly noticed that frequently during this game as well. Ben Salt has always been getting that front position, and I think that's been very valuable for Hahndorf at the moment as he just kicks another goal.
Yep,
Crow's top-up player, of course, so he would have benefited from a bit of extra training and, as you said, playing in front on a day like this, which you should do anyway, in any conditions, but certainly the ball's going to drop short. And Benny Salt, second on the board. The Pies 3-2, leading the Dogs 1, and 13 minutes ticked over here on the Quarter Wild, turn 1.
Worst conditions last week, Pistols, and Hahndorf, they kicked 19 last week, so they can do it in all conditions.
I think they kicked 6 in the first quarter.
6 in the first term, and Jaden said that was their best start to this. So we've gone halfway through, and they've already kicked 3.
I meant to ask you, JJ, you were studying, but you were watching the footy.
Sending in stats.
Sure
Multi-talented.
Multi-purpose,
Back in the middle.
Definitely,
Scholl won that one. The umpire's called free kicks, going to the Pies' way. Sam Hayden, athlete in the midfield, kicks the ball low inside 50 with a bullet pass. Finds Sam Hill. One step, bang. Beautiful pass there, Rob.
It just looks like there's a lot of costly free kicks occurring in the centre of the ground for Onkers. They're conceding a lot of centre clearances through free kicks. It's up to 3 now for Hahndorf, and they've actually got 2 off of their own boot, Onkers, but neither of them have come from free kicks, whereas all 3 of Hahndorf centre clearances have. So I feel like that's a major statistic there. Not to mention they've given away a couple of free kicks up forward as well, and they just got a lucky break there as a minor score was just received.
Hill misses that one, Pistols. Hahndorf go to 3-3. Onkers 1 goal.
No.
15 minutes gone, and I tell you what.
Have another crack, son.
goodness
Just what the 500-man Indy was talking about. The kick out, and I tell you what...
You got a crystal
Goodness,
ball,
well,
Indy.
many words come to mind after a kick like that, but to put it politely, none of them
basically-
are allowed here on air.
basically-
I think it's Coach Dingo Tanner. He's he's
just
a little bit perplexed there in the coaching box.
India.
The last thing you want to do is give Hahndorf
one of the
opportunities
experienced
like
players
this.
on the ground, too.
Oh, he's missed.
You're lucky there.
No, he got it.
Has he?
He got it.
Just.
I think the word you're looking for, Indy, was crap.
That was
That
the
was-
last thing that Coach
Yep,
Dingo
we'll go down
Tanner would
there.
like to see from his Chargers.
Oh. That was a shocker.
A Rob Sherwood shocker.
Haven't used that for a while, boys.
No, so Benny Salt with 3 goals on the board in the first term, already 3 out of the 4. The other goal kicker being Nykamp, and at the other end, Andy Vines with the only scoring shot for a goal for the Dogs. So 4-3 plays at 1 straight, 15.5 minutes gone here.
Gifted one there, Pistols.
Well, you take them.
Absolutely. So back in the middle,
See Stephen Tanner joining the fray out there.
in the midfield, yep. Matt Roberts will go against Scholl. Scholl will get his hand to it. Here's a chance for Weber. Umpire says play on. Looking for the free kick there against Hayden.
Just a bit of a stat here, boys. Stephen Tanner was the 1999 Senior Colt Medal winner in the Hills Football League 22 years ago.
Wow, there you go. Scholl got it from Chipiana, snaps it from Steve Tanner. We're just talking about him. Jens tried to pick the ball up. Here's a chance for Bilby. Oh, no, sorry.
Holding the ball.
Noah Bell, is it?
I thought it's Kutsera. is it?
Coursera. Looks like Bilby. I don't think
27
he's playing.
Coursera. Bilby
Here's
not.
a chance for Grivell. He goes up the wing. Ingram. Cut off there, out of bounds. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full, according to the umpire.
Yeah, it was. I was down the line, Goldie.
So one of our favourites in the chip, Sam Chipiana, goes to run around the mark, but the umpire says no. Umpire rule.
And we've got to thank the chip too, boys. Dallas is standing on his motor vehicle.
Well, fantastic.
A good donation for the day.
Dallas would love him if he actually had a top on it, keep him dry. So the chip down the line, Pack sets himself off hands. Lennon, was he infringed? Yes. Play on, says the umpire, brought forward by Shell, bouncing ball. Barnes, can he trap it? Oh, tries to soccer it forward. Here's Matty Roberts, gets to Hayden. Hayden runs into a brick wall there in the form of Greenside and also Shell. So the umpire will come in and ball up just inside the Onka's forward 50 arc. Haven't had too many advances so far. Fisted forward. Oh, good work here by the goal kicker in. Vines curls it towards the top of the square. Mayo. And that's a great contested mark taken by Tommy Mayo.
Yep.
The 15 goals for the season, and of course their leading goal kicker last year. So chance here to get the second on the board. Goldie's right out in front, a mere 20 metres. So you'd suggest you could mark this down, but having looked at some of the kicking in AFL football, you wouldn't be too confident. But I tell you what, straight through the eye to that one. So Mayo just getting a goal back to break that little bit of a surge that the through Benny Salt the Magpies have. So Dogs 2 straight, Magpies 4-3. 17.5 minutes gone here, Caldwell first term.
Jaden and Indy, the inside 50s, because Onkers have been pretty efficient getting goals from inside 50s.
Yeah, from only 5 inside 50s, they have gotten the 2 goals, Onkers. But on the other hand, Hahndorf have been able to get 11 inside 50s. So there's a lot more ease with their entries as well. All 3 of the centre clearances Onkers have got so far have been out wide. In contrast, Hahndorf have been able to get it straight into the inside 50.
Parker Bors kicks the ball into the forward pocket. Drop mark there for the Dogs. Trying to work it out was James Cornish. Good tackle. Half forward line for the Pies. Umpire comes in with the arms up initially and says, I'll have it. So inside 50 here for the Pies. They lead 4-3, 27. Ben Salt's kicked a couple. Onkers 2 goals, 12. 19 minutes gone. Dogs trying to clear the ball. Desperate defence here. Steve Tanner snaps the ball towards wing. Perling chops it off, brings it to ground level. Greenslade naps it for the Dogs. Kick up forward. This is where they're looking dangerous. Good spoil there by Eckerman. The umpire says it's a free
chopped
kick.
his arms.
Okay, interesting. Here's the Dogs moving forward. Mayo kick inside 50 to Chip was the target. Off hands. Here's a chance for Carissa, I think it is. Squaring ball to Vines. What can he do here? Usually works it nicely. Kernsbrook Premiership player. Tripped. That's a free kick.
Yep, legging.
Yep, great call there, Goldie. And desperation there from Sammy Williams, I'd suggest, and Hayden. But Vines, so we'll be right behind him as he takes this kick. He kicked, of course, the opening goal for the Dogs at the 6-minute mark.
They are looking dangerous, Rob, when they're moving the ball forward.
Yeah, they're a bit quicker. They appear to be a bit quicker. So around the packs.
So Vines, 6 for the season, has said they kicked the opening goal for the Dogs earlier in the term. So right behind him here from the Dream Maker. So fair angle. The cricket net pocket sets it up. Perhaps allowed too much for the wind that wasn't there. So a minor score. So the Dogs move on to 2-1. Magpies 4-3. 20 minutes just about to tick over an opening term here. Round 11 action coming to you from Balhannah Oval. Matty Yench out towards Cheney. Cheney and Cocciglione. Oh, well taken by Shell. Athletic big man sights up Greenslade in space. Oh, Barnes had a bit of a fumble. Good attack on the ball. Comes out here to Mayo right from the scoreboard. Was he pushed in that tackle? No, said the umpire. But as you said, Rob Sherwood looking dangerous in the ball at ground level.
They're quick, aren't they? So, Shell and Greenslade getting plenty of the ball.
So Hayden doing the ruck work there, deflects it over the boundary line right in front of the scoreboard, which of course reads 4-3 to 2-1. And actually the scoreboard illuminated pretty well in these dim conditions out here at Balhannah Oval, but the rain has eased a little bit.
Rain's cleared, boys. Doesn't look like we'll get much.
Boundary throw in Perling versus Leonard, just out of the contest here. They might come into it. Here's Perling, coming off at Ingram. Nicely worked, sweeping handball, dangerous position. Sam Hayden, let's see how he goes here. A bit of poise, finds Eckerman. That's a nice balance there. Eckerman just near us against Leonard, kicks the ball up the wing area. Centre wing out of side, Pack went up. Ball hits the deck. Xavier Parker-Ball was involved. Is that young Xander?
Yep, young Xander.
Kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. Roberts, here's Salt. Here's the transition play. Salt trying to handle into space. Nicely done there by Williams. Oh, flung off it was Grivell. That's holding the ball. Free kick for the Dogs. They're doing all right, Rob.
Yep, they're hanging in there. They're tackling hard.
Well, I know they're a little, as we've mentioned pre-match, a little bit of a bogey side. They always seen the left as Tanner.
Yep.
Got the free kick across.
Bell, I think it is, here.
And he's found Bell.
Or Cornish. Might be Cornish.
Might be Jag Cornish in the distance there. So Cornish will go up the line towards the coaching box area. Target is Cocciglione. Got his hands to it.
Yeah, paid it.
By Cheney, but infringed by the Magpie captain.
There's
so
been a few of them.
Cocciglione with the free kick right in front of Coach Tanner. So he'll be hoping to get something out of this forward venture. So Cocciglione out wide.
Ooh.
Oh, young Xander, but perhaps not a well-directed kick. He goes backwards towards Yench. The silky one takes the mark, surveys what's on offer, then goes
Eckerman.
short out here to Eckerman. So the Magpies just playing some good team football in defence at the moment. So Eckerman right in front of the Dream Maker. Goes towards the centre of the ground. Up high, getting his hand to it was Zach George Dent. Comes down here to Greenslade. Dispossessed. Lurking there was Parker Bowes. Gets it nicely out there to a teammate in Xavier Parker Bowes. Fumble there from Jeffries. Coming to meet it. Pies comes to Sammy Williams. Tries a bit of magic. Got to Luke Roberts, who throws it quickly on the boot. And finds fortuitously the pup Petrenko. Handballs over the top. And it'll be young Xander completing a
I'm
goal
not sure
there.
if it's Xander. I reckon it's
48.
48. We haven't got a number. It might be a... we'll check him out, Robert.
It's just a young Kleeman. Would that right?
I might ask... Rob, can you just ask Mrs. Hopgood? Or Dylan... Just...
Do that, boys.
Yep. 48.
Listed perhaps Tommy Kleeman in the reserves list, but we'll wait and see
might be.
if that's him. No, wearing the number 48, but we'll confirm that for you. But he got the goal, whoever it is. So the Pies...
Tom Kleeman, you're right, Pistols.
Tom Kleeman.
Might be on debut.
Yes, boys, young Tommy Kleeman.
So, yeah, on debut, because son of the great Ned Kleeman, past Mar Millers for the the Lobethal Football Club. So back in the centre. Attacked there by Williams.
Thanks,
was
Rob.
taken high. So Sammy Williams, right in the centre of the ground, will drive the Pies forward. They lead 5-3 to 2-1.
Kick inside 50, Salts to target. It's kick 2 in the first term. Oh, George Dent. Nicely done. Shovels it out. Here's Scholl. Paddles it onto himself, the big fella, under pressure, centre half back area. Could have been holding on there. Umpire lets it go. Ball pops out the back. Dangerous position. Flicked on there by Kleeman into a dangerous position. Here's a chance for Nightcamp. They're just shoveling the ball forward, looking for a player to snap a goal. Parker Bowes has a flying shot, Zabian variety. Just working it forward there persistently. The Pies, 5-4. Of course, they kicked 6 goals last week for their first term. Onka's 2 goals, 1. So 21 points the margin. Kick in, Andy Vines. He's at centre half back.
Doesn't seem like we have a 3-goal margin, boys.
Cocciglione takes it.
So Cocciolone, half-back flank area for the for the Dogs, sorry. Works up the wing. A bit of a push out there by Webber, unnoticed by the umpire.
Greenslade.
Follows out here to Webber. Appealing for too high, but no, says the umpire, and the academy boy will come in and pitch it back in from the boundary. So good contest here. As you said, doesn't seem like a 3-goal margin. Onkers have certainly had a use of the ball, but perhaps their mistakes and turnovers have just proved a little bit costly at this stage. So Matt Roberts.
Sam Hill all by himself out here.
Ball comes down there. Good follow-up there by Roberts, Matty Roberts. So once again, the
Chip's going to him.
So ball up, Matt Roberts, Shell to Leaper, got it clear, taken there by Greenslade, tries to feed the handball out. Grabbed there, definitely grabbed there, free kick, goes the way of James Cornish for the Dogs. So Cornish on the edge of the centre square, surveying what's on offer. He'll go long.
He does, Pistols. How do Hahndorf do here with Cheney? Fists the ball into the pockets. Knock it out of defence by Eckerman. The catfish, Andy Vines usually uses it nicely.
Handball.
Did nicely. Steve Tanner squaring kick from the veteran. Finds Cornish. Cornish, high ball. They got tall timber down here. So does Hahndorf. Coming on. Beautiful mark there was Mitch Cocciolone. And he's got a chance to kick the Dogs third. They're currently 2-1, Hahndorf 5-4. And we're heading towards the 26-minute mark. He's kicked 11 goals, Pistols, in the season so far. He's gone back. Bit of mud on the Guernsey early. And, this would be good. Dingo Tanner obviously was furious with that giveaway goal. But other than that, right in the contest here, the Dogs.
As you said, would be handy as three-quarter time approaching, 26 and a half gone. So towards the netball court end. So Cocciolone.
Fair run up.
Approach, sets it on its way. Drop punt. Looks like it's faded.
Point.
Oh, gee.
Very much faded. It's landed
Not even.
Landed at Lenswood and missed everything. So resultant free kick will be taken by Matthew Yench.
Yep.
Back pocket right next to the scoreboard. 5-4 Pies. Dogs 2-1. So Yench surveying what's on offer. Now there's he looking for Cheney. Comes out here. Hayden's the target. Purling. Ball comes to ground. Mail. Fed out there by Green. Slater's a chance there.
High tackle.
There.
No.
Was line ball decision. So once again they go. Cheryl gets the ball down. Fed out here. Barnes. Ball comes out the back door. Taken there by Gamma. And finally siren goes. So ends an entertaining quarter. Similar scoreline to last week. Benny Goldfinch. It was 6-2.
Yep.
Against Blackwood. On this occasion the Pies lead 5-4 to the Dogs 2-1.
Well, Onkers would hope that they scored more than the 2 goals that Blackwood scored last week.
Yeah, they only got to score another 5 points and they've outscored them.
Alrighty.
So
28-minute mark that quarter.
So we'll just look at the goal kickers for Pies, and Benny Salt having a very good opening turn, kicking three of the first 4. Nykamp bobbing in with 1, and young Tommy Kleeman in what we believe is possibly his A-grade debut.
I reckon it is.
Being on the end of a good passage of teen football and running into an open goal to kick his first A-grade goal. So, and for Onka Valley, Vines and Mayo. So we'll go down and find the stats that matter from the boys, Jaden J and Indy.
Thank you, Pistols. Looking at quarter time, the hitouts and inside 50s are 8 for Onka, and hitouts and inside 50s for Hahndorf are 14. So nearly double in that statistic. I reckon the actual inside 50s for Onkers were utilised quite efficiently, bar a couple of kicks towards the end of that quarter. They're just not getting enough entries, and more importantly, when they've been winning the centre clearances, which is currently 3-5 in Hahndorf's favour, not a massive difference, but every time Hahndorf get that centre clearance, they go straight to the forward 50. It seems like Onka have been under a little bit too much haste and have been going out wide in comparison, and as a result, they haven't been as efficient utilising the ground, and considering this is their home venue, they'll want to take advantage of that as much as possible because they have composed some good plays. They've just allowed it to open up a little too easily at the best of times. Just one more thing for you Pistols as well. Tim Webber, only 4 disposals in that quarter and just the 1 clearance, but he did have 4 tackles, so he's definitely providing that inside grunt. And Perling for the Magpies, well, he didn't take any intercept marks, but he did get 3 spoils, so he's still contributing to the contests. I reckon Matty Yench is playing a more predominant position in the key defence at the moment today. What about you, Jaden? What did you cite from that opening term?
Cheers, thanks, Indy. So just a kicking count at the moment. So 43 kicks to 41 in favour of Hahndorf. It's pretty even just about everywhere else, apart from the marks, really, 14 to 8. But considering Onka's only had 2 marks to the 20-minute mark of that fourth quarter, that was a big improvement to get those 6 marks. 38 tackles to 37 in favour of Onka's and 16 handballs each. So pretty even in the stats, really. And also this is Onka's score of 13 was the second highest score by a team in the first quarter, by an away team in the first quarter against Hahndorf this year. So well done by Onkas in that stat. So hopefully Onkas can keep that good work up and see how we go in the second quarter.
Thanks very much, boys, there for the stats set, Matt. And as we go around the grounds, at quarter time, then Bremer 3-4 lead the Raiders 1-1 down there at sunny Callington, no doubt. Country Division, Meadows 2-1 lead Mackie yet to score. Kangaroo 2-4 leading Ironbank 2-3. Kersbrook 4-2 leading Gamaraka 1-1. And it's indeed a pleasure. He's back. The call of the wild welcomes back the great man himself, Shane Collins. G'day, Shane.
G'day, Pistols. Lovely to be here. Got sacked from my other job of coaching. I'm no good at that.
Mate, so sensational.
No, great to be here, boys. Good to see you boys at Bulldog Park here today. And been following you during the year and doing a fantastic job.
It is really good of you to join us, Shane, because I know you've probably been pretty busy match, duties, and also showing all the tourists a tour of your guided tour of your cubicle over there. But lovely for you to give us a bit of time.
No problems at all. Obviously, big game for the club here today, but but Hahndorf are.
We were just saying, mate, last week at Hahndorf it was 6-4 to 2-1.
Yeah.
And then Blackwood only scored 4 points.
19 to 2
for the rest of the game.
But
Yeah.
we're hoping the
fingers
same.
crossed it's not going to be like
we're
that
just
today.
saying, Shane, just quickly from your observation, just a few of those goals they got, just some bad turnovers and a few stupid free kicks from the doggies allowed Hahndorf to get.
Yeah, and just obviously Paul's motto this week has just been about being one-on-one, making sure we're really contested, and it cost us a couple of times there in the first quarter.
Okay, underway in the second term. Ball comes up, kick forward by Daniel Roberts. Parker Bowes, quick hands back to Daniel Roberts. The big man gets it out here towards Hopgood. He's come out towards the Dreammaker. Gets support back from Williams around the corner. Bouncing ball coming to meet with Nykamp. Taken by Damien Green. Gets it back here. Webber throwing his way through the dock. Gets a boot up towards the wing. Perling there. Oh, good contested mark by big Daniel Roberts. Gets it back here to Mail. Puts it back towards the forward. 50 salts the target. Comes down there, ducking the head there, going to ground there, George Dent. And finally, the umpire will come in. Young Jordan Lehman, give us a bit of a rundown about him, young Buff.
Yeah, Buff's actually a Mildura boy who moved down this way last year, played B-grade all last year, put in a pre-season, and I think he's played 2 B-grade games, so the rest of the year he's been in the ones.
Greenslade switches the ball out towards Cornish, half-back line. Around the ground, AFL, Collingwood 7-6, Fremantle 10-6, North Melbourne 8-11, Gold Coast 7-4. Get some SANFL scores shortly. Meantime, Perling flicks the ball over the back. Greenslade was there. Here's Troy Parker-Bors with the helmet on, flicks it on. Tried to get it to Petrenko. Held up right half forward. Heading towards the 1.5 minute mark at second term. Hahndorf kicking towards the left of the screen, or left of the dial in this term, towards the scoreboard end. Onkas towards the clubroom end. Bit of faint rain falling here. Just some SANFL scores. North Adelaide 13-6, leading Port Adelaide 4-5. Norwood 6-4, Central District 2-3. Sturt 5-3, South Adelaide 2-8. And Adelaide 7-4, West Adelaide 1-2.
Clearing kick by Jeffries for the Dogs. Wing area, Cheney lurking, toe pokes it forward. Gets support from Hayden, who overruns it. Possible turnover here. Ball held in underneath the pack. An umpire rule will come in. The conditions out there, Shane?
Yeah, it's a bit underfoot. We've obviously copped a lot of rain during the week, as everyone has. But not too bad for football though, in the hills especially.
I'll tell you, the Oval's in pretty good condition, so not pretty bogged up.
We've been pretty lucky over the sort of last month. Any week that's been quite wet, we've played away, so there hasn't been too much footy on it during those conditions. But we're home obviously today, and we're home again next week, so it'll be testing over the next couple of weeks. But
the curator will be out doing his best during the week to get the game in the ground in good shape. So Shell wins the ball down, trying to crash his way through Rivers Gamma. Quick kick away there by Weber. Half-forward flank in front of the picket fence area. Leonard trying to nice little tap on there, but unfortunately didn't work for him.
Just a little insight. What Onkas did there was really what Paul's been asking of him, is the competitiveness around one-on-one footy and not letting Cheney and Jens sit off on their own and causing stoppages after stoppages.
How many times do we see
it happens.
Kick, yeah,
it happens a lot.
Just near the picket fence area in front of the Adoring Faithful out there. Having a bit of a bite to eat. 4 minutes gone. Neither side adding to their goal tally in this second term. Stoppage situation, inside attacking 50 here for the Dogs. The Catfish, Andy Vines, where does he use it nicely here? He kicks it into his teammate there with Mayo. Got into a dangerous position here, the Dogs, and hold it up. So they'll be looking to work it out here from the stoppage. Big Shoal. Around the action is Mayo, Catfish, Andy Vines. Green's in there, Greenslade as well. Here's Green, he got it out. Shovels it out to a teammate, snap it, goal by Mayo. And that's what they'd be after there, Colo. Beautifully done.
Yeah, really good work, and I'm sure that'll satisfy Paul Tanner. You can't let Hahndorf play open football, so stoppage after stoppage. I think I mentioned before, but we've had basically 5 stoppages in a row, and you've just got to make it a dogfight. And Hahndorf are too good behind the ball if you leave them open, so that was some good work by Onkas.
So Mayo is second on the board for this afternoon, and actually 17th for the season. Michael Leonard, their leading goal kicker at this stage with 19, so they'll be looking for him to get...
just in the middle here, Pistols, Dan Scholl, Greenslade, Green and Weber, and Braden Hopgood, and Dan Roberts, Sam Williams and Troy Parker-Bors.
So Roberts a leaper, ball comes in there, tried to clear it there was the Dogs, initially Weber, but ball held in there, so umpire will come and ball up, probably virtually in the centre circle still. Tipiana with the ball, so he gives it back to umpire Moss in the sun hat as the sun tries to break through here at Balhannah Oval. Roberts, Shell over the top, got the tap down. Oh, good work once again at ground level there by Doc Weber. Ball held in there. It's a little bit chilly here this afternoon, so Shell over the top, got the ball down. Fed out there by Green, forward, intercepting his Mail. Great tackle applied on him by Vines. And as you said, Shane, just the Dogs making that one-on-one contest here.
Yeah, they need this stoppage sort of footy. Good to see Andy Vines playing well. He actually played with me in the twos last week, so looking to recapture some good form, and he started well today.
So bouncing ball right here. Hopgood, was he infringed? Yes, called the umpire. So just a little grab of the Guernsey there. So Dylan Hopgood will get the free kick. Virtue still in the centre of the ground here as the Pies work towards the tennis court end here in the second term.
They do. Kick inside 50. Sam Williams front position. Put the mitts up. A little bit too easy there. And he'll go and take a shot here directly in front.
And, of course, how do we get involved, Goldie?
Yeah, Call of the Wild YouTube, Call of the Wild Facebook, and Lofty 88.9 taking the feed as well.
So, Jaden and Indy.
Yeah, just wanted to make one quick note, boys. So that's 7 centre clearances for Hahndorf in the match overall, but that's 5 centre clearances directly from a free kick conceded by Onkas.
So Williams puts it forward.
Oh, over the back.
Pack leap. Here's Cornish. And he's happy to go for the try over the line for behind for Hahndorf. First scored the second term as a minor one. They move to 5-5, leading the Dogs 3-1 here in the Call of the Wild. Jeffries takes the ball out right in front of the Dreammaker wing. Shell got his hands to it, lurking is Nicky Ingram. Can he control it? No. Ball spills out here. Ground level, working hard there was Cosera. Goldie wants to know where the Bilby is, Shane.
The Bilby's a marathon runner now. He doesn't play footy anymore.
Well, there you go. Braden Hopgood gathers it, handballs over to Zabian Parker-Bors. He in turn goes to his brother Troy. Has a flying snap towards goal. Oh, hit the right upright.
Is it because he got sick of running laps at training, Shane?
I'm not sure. But no, he's off doing other things and just running. That last stoppage there is exactly where Onkas need to be better in one-on-one contests, because if Hahndorf run free, they're very dangerous.
So Jeffries high kick towards the half-back flank area. Coming across there, Sold involved, ball spills out here, quick kick away, like it was Kuiper. Boy comes up here, but here it is. Perhaps his first intercept mark of the afternoon is that man, Scotty Perling, getting like a bottle of vintage red, getting better, Goldie, that's for sure.
His dad popped into the van before, looking forward to seeing this game. Meantime, ball half-forward line was taken here by Weber. He kicks it up the wing. Perling backing back, there's another mark. just starting to get a couple of touches. Best last week. Best a couple of against Lobethal as well under lights. Kicks the wing up towards the, or kicks the ball up towards the wing. Oh, Porker Bars almost took a
Purling style
mark there. It's out of bounds.
I tell you what, they got a few more tall bodies, height, the Pies, and I reckon this might play in the Dogs' hands as the rain begins to fall again. Here, Shane, just at ground level, the Dogs just seem to have a little bit of an edge. Up high was Cheryl doing the ruck work there, and roving was Roberts. Spills out here to Williams and finally gets a kick out. Bouncing ball out here. I think it's Hill. Grabs the ball, shrugs off his opponent there. Straightens up. Can he finish it off nicely?
No, he's
no. But great individual effort there by young Sammy Hill. So Jeffries to bring the ball back in.
Yeah, young Caleb Shillabeer in his first game for Onkas there. He just feeling the extra pressure of playing A-grade. Just missed that tackle there, but he's a promising young lad, and I'm sure he'll play plenty more A-grade games for the Onkas.
Did we have him on last year?
No, we're thinking it was obviously Will.
We must have mixed up
his
brother.
Because we're looking for the mullet in the family, but
The big spiller played twos today.
Greenslade, short pass, finds Gamma on that left boot. We'll look. When we go on half back line again, Kuiper, short pass. Oh, dangerous. Yeah, put this one down for a pass. Yench to Petrenko, and that's disappointing work there.
Yeah, that's why you don't coach.
And Petrenko plays on, kicks the goal.
Yeah, very well done by Hahndorf, though. That's one thing we fail to recognise a lot of the time. We always see Hahndorf with their execution and their goal kicking, but gee, they set up so well behind the ball. They put a lot of pressure on you, and if you're not 100% on with your ball skills, you'll do that. You'll make a mistake, and they make you pay.
So 1 goal apiece here in the second term as the rain starts to get a little bit heavier and more consistent. So 3-1. 19 to the Dogs, 6-7, 43 to Hahndorf.
Should be 49, I reckon.
Is it? 6-7. Yes, correct. And Littlehampton Primary School maths are correct once again. Colo, who's running the scoreboard?
Well, you're lucky it's working. The last home game here, it was full of water, and it didn't work last time, so you're lucky it's even on.
No, yeah, that's right.
6-7 is 49.
Yeah, he's right. 6-7, 43, we're right.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, you're right.
Anyway, back in the centre, buddy. Sounds like an addition of Vince Academic as the ball bounces forward. Taken here by Cozzolioni. Flicks out the ball here. Finally ends up with Cheryl. Gets it out here to Gamma. So the racehorse, of course, crossing over from Nan last season. So Hayden Gamma.
Has had a really good year for the Dogs too. He's been his leadership and his work rate's been excellent.
This is the ball to Chip, who coughed up, but here's Cheryl, who's covering a lot of ground. Run down there, perhaps holding the ball. Nose at the umpire. Ickerman, he's dispossessed there. No. Interesting disposal. He got rid of that. Ball comes out here, taken by Yetch. Oh, quick hands out there. Found a teammate in Mile, who handballs it further. Here's the Chip again. Yetch follows up with a clever tap forward. Then another good dive on the ball by Yetch. Coming in there was
Lehman.
Buff Lehman holding the ball up for the Dogs.
So the umpire with the hat on throws the ball up on the wing. Scholl won that one. Tried to get it to Gamma. Or eventually it does. Steve Tanner on that left boot kicks the ball to centre forward beautifully. Finds Cozzolioni. Goes into the forward pocket. Out on the lead. Good spoil there. Out towards the boundary.
That's DJ
Lees.
Yeah, I was going to say Lees. And it's gone out of bounds in the forward pocket near the cricket pitch.
Late inclusion today because Noah Bell pulled out an hour before the game, unfortunately.
Now we're just saying, can you believe this? 1999, 22 years ago, Stephen Tanner won the Senior Colts medal, Colo.
I coached him that year.
So we all put it down to good coaching.
Well, let's do that because it's distant memories for me at the moment.
Free kick for the Dogs, is it? Or Trent Mail? Trent Mail for Hahndorf, I reckon, in the back pocket area. Near the picket fence area. 12 minutes gone. Onkas 3-1, 19. Hahndorf 6-7, 43, Rob.
49, 43.
Kick from Trent Mail out towards the interchange bench area. Oh! Wake Roberts went up over the top there.
Ooh.
Gee, big hit near the interchange bench for the Dogs. Held up.
Cozzolioni on Mail there, but he bounced back up. So some good Hills wet weather footy being applied here. Sam Hayden handing the ball back to umpire Moss. So pitches it up. Roberts the leaper. Shell. Ooh, the veteran Tanner going to ground there under a tackle from Hayden. Hey, I just love the way Dan Shell plays. He's just a machine, isn't he?
Yeah,
Does it all.
He does.
Rucks and ground level.
Yeah, and he's carried a lot of workload for the doggies this year.
So, ball spills out here. Chip gets it back to Tanner, the veteran, curls around the corner. Oh, Ackerman nearly with a mark off the ankles. In fact, it's been paid. So, Adam Ackerman. Sorry, Ashley Ackerman. Wrong game, wrong team. Adam, of course, playing for Meadows. High ball forward, bit of push there. Ball comes to ground. Dogs repel this. Lurking out here is Jag Cornish, gets a long boot forward. Here's DJ Lees pumping the legs. Goes Rigby Barnes, got 2 to beat. Oh, well done, Lees. Gets it out to Cochileone. Got it to Coursera. Here's Jench working hard. Gets support there from Nicky Ingram, airman, round the corner. DJ's Lees capped under the ball, takes uncontested mark. Oh, went to play on. Forced to kick the ball quickly now towards the centre of the ground. Favourable bounce to Chipiana. Gets it back to Greenside. Up towards the forward line. Oh, good defensive ball by Cheney. Eckerman comes in, makes sure the Dogs' opponent is not going anywhere.
Oh,
and
that's holding the ball.
Holding the ball paid against.
Eckerman, meantime, into the back pocket, finds Barnes. He goes a short pass to Ingram, tied on the boundary line. So Nick Ingram goes up towards Ben Salt. Went over the top of his head and George Dent. Nice pick up there. That was by Baker, one of the under-18s here. Oh, bit of tunnel ball work. And that's a high tackle against Grivell. It's going the Dogs' way. Zach George Dent wheels onto that left boot. Kick inside 50 into the forward pocket. Big pack forms. Ball, dangerous position here. Dogs looking to hold it in. Ball flicks out. Socket there by Yench, trying to toe poke it. Couple of tacklers there. One of them's Hayden and Yench on the Dogs.
I tell you what, since Lees has come on, he's made a bit of impact. He loves these conditions,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
he's just been injured all year. He's played one game of B grade only and had to get rushed back in today. So we really need him up and firing and playing good footy.
Dogs got a goal from a similar situation before. Good pressure, forcing the ball out of bounds on the full. So they'll get an opportunity here. Sam Hayden with the kick under pressure. Gone out of bounds on the full. So Dan Scholl will kick the ball from the boundary line inside 50 for the Dogs. They trail 3-1, Hahndorf 6-7. Penetrating kick right to dangerous position taken by Sam Hayden. Good gang tackle there. Webber along with Baker. So stoppage situation. Front of the Dogs' goal, about 30 metres out from their goal. A lot of players around the action here. And umpire comes in again and will throw it up. 16 minutes gone, second quarter.
So ball up, grabbed out by Leonard. I was just about to suggest that Dogs really need him to get into the game, but he's shot there offline through for a minor score.
We were only actually saying during the week, every time I think he's played footy against Hahndorf, he stands Scott Perling every time. And everywhere he goes, don't know where we play Leno, Perling picks him up. So we even thought of maybe making him a coach today just to get Perling off the ground.
Yep, I reckon if he went off the ground to your cubicle, Perling would be on his shoulder, that's for sure. Around the grounds, quarter time, then Bremer 3-4, Raiders 1-1. Blackwood 4 straight, lead Mount Barker 2-3. Meadows 2-1, Mackie yet to score. Kangarilla 2-4, Ironback 2-3. Kersbrook 4-2, your old club Colo. And Gumaraka 1-1. Of course, centenary season this year. Would you rate perhaps in the team of the century for that great reserves performance?
I would doubt it.
Wouldn't get in it? So, ball held in once again. So, it just feel like Onka's taking the game up 3-2, plays 6-7, but they just can't get where they want to be on the scoreboard. As Chipiana leading in the race for the ball out here. Goes to ground under pressure there from...
and that's a good and fair assessment of what and we spoke about it actually Thursday night train. We just needed it to be like that today. We had a few blokes out. I mean, I know, not making that as an excuse, but we just needed to make a one-on-one contest everywhere all over the ground.
Sam Hayden got it from Matt Roberts, kicks it out towards the wing. Pack forms, Nightcamp went up. Well, good work there by George Dent. Could earn a free kick here.
Yeah,
no,
is that
umpire
high?
says I'll have it. Just near the
The
dog
hat
end.
might be dripping a bit of water in his eyes. Actually, just on one of my conundrums, because I talk about the goal square, why would an umpire wear a hat when it's 8 degrees and raining?
Already asked that question.
What was the answer? No one knows. I just wonder.
Can't you work
Could
that
be
out?
magpies sweeping
Doesn't
or
want
something?
his hair to get wet.
Oh, the hair. That's what it is. Okay.
Cheryl,
I'm going to get a hat.
Cheryl in the wing area.
Oh, I miss being with you guys.
This is the ball up. His chance for Yench. Dispossessed under pressure. Ball spills free. Oh, good pick up there. Comes out to Chipiana. Here's chance for Greenslade. This way,
nice
that
moves.
way. Then
Nice
back on the
moves.
right. Nurses it forward. Coming out, Scott Leone. Goes to ground. They need a crumb. Here comes the Yench.
Ooh.
High kick away as he's dealt with by Greenslade. High kick towards the centre.
in
Ball
good fun.
bouncing. Taken here by Gribble. He goes nowhere. Good attack on the
Oh,
ball
well done,
under there.
Baker.
By young Baker. Tell us a bit about him, Shane.
Yeah, young fella who come to our club 2 years ago from Achunga. Still lives over there, but come over here to play, and he absolutely loves it. So,
Is that
fantastic.
so he could play juniors here, Shane?
You would have thought.
Lots of clapping from Dingo Tanner in the box. He's enjoying the last period of time, but here's Troy Parker Balls on the counter-attack. Kick inside 50, Luke Roberts is a target. Meeting the sandwich. Joffa Jeffries will go and collect it. Oh, under pressure. Oh, dumped there to the ground by was against Luke Roberts was Kuiper. Good work here from the Dogs' defence. George Dent shoveled the handball out towards the bounce. Shellaby, I should say. And looking for the last touch. It's
Hey,
worked
good
out
work
of
by
bounds.
young Shillabeer there. That smother was timely, and then he followed up with that tackle. So
Yeah, well, and the motto of today was one-on-one, and Caleb's that all through and through, hence the reason he got his debut today.
So throw in 18, nearly 19 minutes gone. Dogs 3-2, trailing Hahndorf 6-7, only a goal apiece in this quarter. Ruck duel, Jeffries. Luke Roberts wins it down, comes back to Joffa Jeffries, bundles his way through, gets it to Zach George Dent, goes to ground under pressure. Ball
how did he
comes
come
out
out
here
with
to
that?
Hayden. I don't know how he got that out of in the hill. Off hands, lurking is a Nykamp. Ball goes to ground. Oh, over the top. That could have been a free kick to the Dogs. Nicky Ingram gets it clear. Here's a chance for Salt. No dry pick up there. Scrambly ball here at the moment. Comes back in the back to young Baker. No. Fed out there by Green. Got it to Chipiana. Finally, Zach George Dent on the
here
left.
we go.
Great pass out and finds on the wing.
Good period of play here from the Dogs. They deserve a goal. Kick inside 50 from the Catfish. Andy Vine, centre forward. Cocciolone's the target. 1-2. Offhand. Beautifully done by Greenslade. Just tried to get rid of it. And he's
what's
nabbed,
happened?
held up.
Ingram.
What's he?
He's
Just got to
paid.
ball it up.
Line
He paid
ball.
something first, though.
Did he just...
Did.
Oh, this is Brian, I make my rules up as I go rule, isn't it? That's his,
So Dan Roberts
Gotta
out
love
of sight
HFL.
the defensive 50. Troy Parker Bowles wrapping up the Dogs' opponent there.
The chip.
He made a point of coming over, Collie, before the game just to say hi.
He's actually a lovely guy, Brian. He's a good fella.
21 minutes gone. Pistols, 23 points the margin.
Ball trying to work it out. Comes out here. It's a chance for Cornish. Gets the ball. Tries the old don't argue there. Close to the boundary line. Pack situation. So umpire Rule will come in and ball it up as the sun breaks through here temporarily once again.
That's why you wear a hat.
That's right, Colo. See, you never know when the sun's going to be prepared for all occasions. Ball comes in into the slug green, feeds out the ball at the back door and goes back. And in the meantime, he's won a throw against him. So the free kick will be taken here by Sam Williams.
Very good player, this guy.
Oh,
very
he's
underrated.
Very underrated, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Puts it up high. Pack sets himself. Kuiper up high. Taken there by his fellow defender in long sleeves in Zach George. That comes out here to Salt. Handball here. The Cheney just nurses up the line to Sam Hill. One grab, two grab. Play on, says the umpire, and well done. Pressure applied once by young Shillabeer there as the rain returns. So I better put my hat on so my hair doesn't get wet, Shane.
Boundary throw in, 22 minutes gone, 23 points the margin. Inside attacking 50 here for the Magpies. Over the top of Luke Roberts' head and Joffa Jeffries on hands and knees. It's Kuiper, I think it was. Kick out of defence for the Dogs towards the wing. Dan Roberts came off his foot, coming through there with fierce attack was Cocciolone.
Could have been held.
And it's held up on the outer side as the wing. Ranger starts to intensify here after that. Sun's still out though. Interesting. Here's taken here by Green got it to Weber, kicked it into the back of I think it was a Hahndorf player there in
Mail. Was it Mail? Yeah, Trent Mail.
Held up on the wing.
Second time we've seen that. They friendly fire. Luke Roberts getting it in the scored it.
Well, last goal, Petrenko at the 9-minute mark. Goal apiece in this term so far. So last goal was at 9-minute mark.
So
now
the Dogs would be
22
happy
minute
with
mark.
that. Just holding him in.
Yeah, and that's just the way we play. We said the other day, like if it's, you'd like it to be, come into three-quarter time, you're within 12 points, and who knows what happens. But you got to stick tough because Hahndorf are a very, very good side.
So Daniel Roberts. Finally, the ball comes out here from Onkas. Nicky Ingram overruns it. There's a chance for Hayden backing up. Gets it to Mail. Quick kick, bouncing ball. Taken here by Jeffries. Gives out to Doc Webber. The two Northern Premiership players combining. Comes out here to Gamma. He's trying desperately to get, as I said, he's got a loose man, but he's been covered now. So Gamma nurses it up the line to Chipiana, who is loose. He goes further forward towards the pocket.
Shoal.
Lumbering out his shoulder. The big man got his hands to it. Nursing there. Fed out here. Mayo.
Holding on.
Holding on.
Dogs.
Looks like could be for the doggies.
The catfish.
So Andy Vines already kicked the goal. Kicked the first one for the Dogs at 6-minute mark first term. So opportunity here. Shane, you know your Dogs are rating in here.
Oh, look, Vinesy up and about with a bit of confidence. Is a massive chance here. He's one of the best kicks in the club, but he's had a tough month, but it's good to see him back into some form today.
So 6 goals for the season for the Doggies. As Benny Goldfinch said, past Kersbrook Premiership footballer. Sets it on its way.
Oh, tell you what.
That
He
is
likes
a
it.
fantastic conversion by Andy Vines from a difficult angle and difficult conditions. So he's second, the Dogs fourth, and I tell you what, 24 minutes just about to tick over, and if they can hold firm now for the last closing couple of minutes, Coach Tanner would be pretty happy with this.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And that's, as I said before to anyone sort of watching from home, that's the sort of style we wanted to play today. You've got to respect Hahndorf. You can't let them have open footy. And Onkas, the conditions are helping, but Onkas have been able to close the game down as much as possible and really make it a dogfight, pardon the pun.
Back in the middle. Looks like Leonard having a bit of a go here and ruck against Dan Roberts. Roberts won that one. Ball flicked back towards the
Daniel.
other side.
Ooh.
Daniel's going in there against Greenslade on hands and knee. The big D-Rob just managed to get a sort of a kick out towards Williams. He's set upon immediately. Troy Parker Bores busting through there was Mayo. Eventually Williams just shovels it forward. Push out free kick. It's going to go the Dogs' way to Schillerbeer. And he'll take the ball here, centre half back. 25 minutes gone, 17 points to margin. And there you go, the Dogs have won the quarter. 2 goals to 1. 6-7 to 4-2. And we'll go to the stats that matter with the lads, Indy and Jaden.
Cheers, thanks Goldie. So well done to Onkas in that quarter. 40 kicks to 30 in favour of them. 26 handballs to 10 in favour of Onkas as well. I reckon that's the first time that when I've commentated Hahndorf that they've lost their handball and kick count. So well done to Onkas. 8 marks to 7 in favour of Hahndorf as well. 41 tackles to 34 in favour of Hahndorf. So well done to Onkas. And it was actually Hahndorf's second lowest second quarter score for the year. So well done to Onkas. Their defence has held up well as they've played some good attacking footy. Indy.
Thank you, Jaden. Looking at the halftime statistics, up to halftime, the hitouts are 20 to 26 in Hahndorf's favour. However, it was 12 apiece in that quarter, so I think Roberts has just had a little bit more of a challenge put on him, at least in that second term by the Onkas midfield. Not to mention the centre clearances were 3 and 1, still in Hahndorf's favour that quarter, 4 and 8 in their favour for the game so far. But I reckon those centre clearances didn't come with as much ease. And while they're still coming from similar scenarios, particularly from free kicks, I think the Dogs did a much better job to defend those clearances. Not to mention, of course, the inside 50 count really changed in the Dogs' momentum in that quarter. 9 to 7 in that quarter. It's 17 to 21 in the game in Hahndorf's favour, but they got a lot of repeat entries and about as high as 4 consecutive entries at one point in that quarter for Onkas. They're certainly not saying die yet to the Magpies, and I definitely feel like they are in this game. It's just about a little bit more composure in the forward line. I think they've been getting those repeat entries, but a lot of chaos ball that they haven't quite been able to pick up. It's hard to pick up a wet ball, as we know, so utilising the ability to take marks inside the 50 will be crucial for Onkas to break this game open.
Okay, thanks very much there, boys. We'll let you perhaps go and warm up a bit here during the half-time break.
And if you just tuned in on Lofty, you're just going to take a bit of a break, and we'll be back very, very shortly. In the meantime, we're going to continue on here.
All right, as we say, 6-7 plays 4-2s, just running through the goal kickers for Hahndorf Salt with 3. Nykamp, Tommy Kleeman, the young debutant, and Petrenko. For the Doggies, Andy Vines with 2 and Mayo with 2, which makes it pretty easy for the statisticians. So, as I said, been a pleasure to be joined here by Shane Collins, of course, with his role as coach of the Dogs. We don't see a lot of him in the reserves, but Shane. Firstly, Shane, want to say good work, mate. Noticed you on social media, just checking out. Was that your bath out there at Gawler? No, just tell me about it. I'm interested, getting under the racing side of things. The bath that you put in, the...
No, treadmill.
Swimming pool.
For the swimming pool. Swimming pool, is
Yep,
it?
yep.
Is that similar to how footballers get down in the the salt water? Is that what you use it for, the injuries for the horses?
Very similar. So just another training method for the horses. So we put an equine pool in sort of nearly 12 months ago now, and we've just put a treadmill in as well. So common practices. A treadmill as well. So that only went in this week. So
what, for horses?
Oh, for horses, yeah. So a lot of common human training methods are used with the thoroughbred, and
sauna.
Yeah, well, you can actually get a spa. Like you can get the treadmill that we've got has got some adaptations to it that you can actually fill it up and use it as a spa. So they can actually walk in a spa, in a hot spa. And we had yesterday we were lucky enough that Will Clarkin, one of South Australia's leading trainers, come up to Gawler, and he showed our guys and all our local trainers how to use them. And as he said, he would never go away from them now. They're the best training method for him. It just takes a lot of stress out of horses' legs. Every time you put them out on a racetrack, they're generally turning left. You've got a jockey on the top. You know, if you can swim them, like humans, takes the weight out of it. And any horse that has sort of bad joints or bad knees or bad feet, you can now swim them, or you can use treadmills, and you can get them to the track and they're happy and they love it, and you can get a lot of success out of it. So, yeah, just providing more training techniques.
So you're the first racing club in South Australia to have that facility?
Yeah, certainly are. Murray Bridge are in the development stage right now with their new development happening out there. They'll be having an equine pool probably within the next 12 to 18 months, but Morphettville has it, obviously, as our main hub here in South Australia, but then Gawler is behind that with, we've got really good training facilities out there for our trainers.
Fantastic innovation. Now, your other hat, mate, how's it been going? The results perhaps haven't come there, but you're just enjoying your time with the Doggies reserves?
Yeah, I am, mate. I obviously
bring the young guys through.
Yeah, like many people out there, we love footy and we love our local clubs. And Paul was at a situation in the off season again where he needed a new B grade coach, and he asked me if I'd help one of the young guys do it, and I said, look, I'm happy to help out, but I said at the end of the day, I've got an itch I need to scratch, and I said I'm still probably happy to do something, but I don't have any time or care or want to coach A grade footy again at the moment, and the B grade sort of work well, and I as I said to Paul, I know as an A grade coach, I know what you look for in a B grade coach, and I said, you'll have my 100% support the whole time, and we're here to develop and get our kids better, and so I come along for the ride, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been good fun. Unfortunately, if you're results driven, it hasn't been great for us in the club, but we've seen some great developments and things like seeing young Caleb Shillerbeer play today, and young Jack Baker, who started last year in the finals. He played a couple of B grade finals for us as a 15-year-old, and to see him stand up this year and play A grade footy. Kyle Pake's back out playing A grade footy, who's come through a really good first half in the resi. So I've really enjoyed that part of it and getting involved, and as I say, results driven. We'd like to be a bit better, but there's some positives to take out of it.
Now, as you suggested about developing the juniors, and of course pre-match we're lucky enough to have Stewie Fuchs, the president of the Onka Valley Football Club, along, and we actually discussed the survey that's out at the moment regarding perhaps a really important decision for Hills football and the way they go with the junior football in the future. Yeah,
it's so true, isn't it? And it's wonderful to see that the clubs are out there in the public eye, I suppose, seeking their interest, and people need to, if your club is putting something out there, you need to get involved. I feel it's one of the most critical parts of HFL football, critical items in HFL football, I think, in the last 25, 30 years. The what's been done in the background, and I respect the fact that a lot more people get jobs in this great game now, and whether they're at SANFL or whatever, and country directors and so forth, but to justify their job at the expense of what is the fabric of a wonderful competition, I would challenge. And some of the results out of the survey and some of the information in there, for me, as for what I stand for, are very, very concerning. And more the directional points around that. I certainly think there's issues, and we should certainly work through them. But we need to understand the unique nature of this wonderful competition that we play in, and we're the only country league, apart from Riverland with the Independent League, we're the only competition in the state that has 2 divisions, and it should be treated that way. And we should uniquely be looking at that and understanding what that is and the differences around that. And it's been quite interesting just in the last few days. And anyone that's seen the Oakbank post, we had a past player, Sean Smith, talk on there about amateur league. You know, it's okay for SANFL to sit back and say this is a great idea that we split this up and get powerful in the juniors, and you know, because that's what amateur league does. But you've never seen the disconnect like amateur league has between its junior and senior football clubs. And I had a friend of mine go down and coach amateur league this year for the first time ever, and you know, I asked him about his under-18s, and he didn't even know the coach's name. Like, there is no connection between senior and junior footy, and I just feel that would be a real negative if the HFL went that way. You know, we shouldn't. You know, I'm just looking out across the oval now and looking at all these young little kids that have played here earlier today. They've either boundary umpired the B grade or they've run water and all those sort of things. But why would we want to send them to another oval today to go and play, and then opportunity they don't even come and watch their seniors?
And I think we chatted to Spawny last week, didn't we, Pistols and Goldie? And he said with juniors, same sort of thing. Why would you split up seniors from juniors? And he'd coached at Goody Saints, he'd coached at Blackwood, and it's the fabric.
Oh, it is.
It is the actual fabric of the competition. And you know, I've heard people say, you know, in the last week or so, SANFL think a community club is a league club. So they look at Sturt, Norwood, all of those.
Yeah.
They're to them, they're their community clubs. You know, where we are truly, you know, 2 divisions. The tradition has been built on, you know, you would not have cars parked around the oval like today if they get what they want. And you know, this is the vote they're having on the 6th of July. It's crucial, and it will actually change the league and damage it. So, and I think people are actually seeing that now.
Well, the concerning thing is, and you just talk, and I talk about Onkas, but let's look at Hahndorf today. Their under-18s coach, young Hayden, who plays in the... So all of a sudden you're saying to a kid like that wants to invest in coaching and help, sorry mate, you can't do it anymore because the under-18s, they might be playing at Mount Pleasant or Blackwood or Birdwood, but you're playing A grade at Hahndorf. And, you know, we had the problem last week for us with our under-16s. We played Yadler at Yadler. Our under-16s got sent to Birdwood at Birdwood, but had to play at 11:15, a completely different time slot. So our under-18s are a bit short because we've got college kids. Well, we're normally playing our under-16s, so we couldn't do that. So we had to take 6 of our kids from our Div 2 under-14 team, put them in the Div 1 team, 6 kids from the Div 1 under-14s into the under-16s, and we grabbed 6 kids from the 16s, went and had to play 18s. Like, we had to mess up our whole junior club and structure for the fact of us supplying every grade as we're meant to. It doesn't seem right.
I think the other thing too, Shane, that really sticks out is my lad went to watch Ironbank last week. He thought the juniors, he didn't realise Ironbank don't have juniors.
Yeah.
And they turn up, and he turned up early to watch the senior Colts.
There's nothing
there. And it's just, you know, it's revenue, they lose revenue. All of those issues come into it.
The thing you mentioned before, how we are unique here in the Hills having the 2 divisions, but then the reality is, and it's coming out more and more each year, that the little towns and little clubs can't support the junior football system. So therefore, what do you do with the sides like the Birdwoods or the Kangaroos?
Well, Pistols, you don't penalise the Central Division team.
No,
so in that instance, why should Onkas pay the price for other teams not being able to field teams? I mean... And Nan, I think, were at Kangaroo were away as well last week.
But on the other side of the coin, why should the kids who want to have a game of football
they're still getting
not have a home game?
No, there's two arguments there. Rob's 100% right. The
Yep.
Div 1, the unique Div 1 club should not be getting penalised. The second point, Pistols, that you bring up, which is 100% correct. What do you do with the smaller clubs? Well, what do? You sit down and work out a plan that you can actually consolidate some Division 2 football. Now, right now as we speak, I know Onkas have got a Division 2 under-14 side. Hahndorf, I think, have. Mount Barker might have a
Yep.
Div 2 side.
Yep.
Why don't we look at actually the Division 2 side of things? Why don't we just pull it all apart and say, right, Division 2 juniors, unless it's a complete Division 2 competition, why don't we have showcase days on Sunday?
Yep.
We've got a new facility over there at Mount Barker.
Yep.
Why don't we have a showcase day on a Sunday for the under-18s competition? Or well, the first thing I do with Div 2 is go back to under-17s and under-14s. Get rid of one of the groups and go back and make it. But then the under-17s would play showcase days on Sunday, and you would have 3 or 4 games all at one oval, and you would allow those Division 2 clubs, and even if it comes back to a 12 or 15-a-sided game, but let's say Gumaraka join up with Lobethal, or Macclesfield joins up with Onkas. The Macclesfield under-17s, they're allowed to have 5 kids from Onkas that can play for them as on the Sunday as well.
Supplementary.
Because there's kids that need that extra football for their development, and then you can also have the college kids that play on the Saturday. They can come and play for a Division 2 club on the Sunday. All of a sudden on Sunday, we've got Mackie playing Kangarilla again, and we've got Gumaraka playing Ironbank again, and you supplement them with some extra numbers. You do have to change the fabric of that a little bit, but then all of a sudden those clubs have got junior kids playing again. The result of their kids coming and playing at other clubs is not good either, because in general, and I'll just use the example of Jake Baker here, he's an Onkas kid now.
Yep.
And he's not playing for a chunga.
Colo, on that, I mean, I know talking to Ironbank, they're under 18s, 16s, 14s. They're all technically playing for Bridgie.
Yeah.
And guess what? They've just realised they're going to lose all their kids.
They're not coming back.
They're not coming back.
Yeah, so it's an interesting point, boys. I'd love to talk more about it, but hopefully it gets sorted out.
Absolutely. Food for thought. And once again, whatever you say, Shane, is very astute. And, well, let's hope with the survey going through that some common sense will come out of that. And, as I said, it's a problem that's not going to go away, but we need the clubs to get involved in any processes that are taking place. Now,
I've just got a text from the coach, boys. I've just got to zip back around. I'll come back shortly.
All right, mate. All right. So here we are at half-time. We'll just go through a couple of other half-time scores as both sides here getting ready to resume the second half, with Hahndorf 6-7 leading Onka Valley 4-2. So umpire Moss holds the ball aloft, and we're underway. Second half here. Roberts versus Shell. Ball comes down here, straight down to Green. Finally one forward there by Onkas. Free kick paid there, mark taken by
Just
Coccione,
like to
but
say, welcome back to
Cini,
welcome back to our lofty listeners on 88.9 Radio with Altitude, and of course we're on Call of the Wild Facebook, Call of the Wild YouTube, and Hahndorf and Onka's Facebook page Pistols, and just a little bit more rain now in the second half. 17 points to the margin.
I was going to suggest, Benny, this could be just a rolling stoppage the second half, so the 17-point lead that Hahndorf have at the moment could become invaluable. Ball comes in to Hayden, nice, stolen nicely by Johnny Greensay for the Dogs, chips it across and finds Hayden Gamma, the racehorse. So on the left, puts it out wide here to George Dant, bouncing ball. He's grabbed it, but he's locked up in a tackle by Benny Salt. Line ball decision, says umpire rule. So just a couple of half-time scores. Then Bremer 4-8 lead the Raiders 3-2 down at sunny Callington. Kangarilla 6-7 lead Ironbank 4-5. Kersbrook 7-2 lead Gumaraka 2-4.
Of course, round 11 here from Balhannah, and it's the undefeated Magpies up against the Dogs, and the Dogs are right in there, 17 points the margin. Here's the chip, Chippiana. Just marks the ball for the Dogs, kicking towards the left of your dial or left of your screen towards the scoreboard end. Chip goes inside 50 with a bit of a chip, not the best pass. Trent Mail cuts it off, spores it out towards the boundary. The chip comes in again, paddles it towards the boundary line, and that'll be a boundary throw-in with the boundary man also wearing a hat. So a couple of hats out there, just shielding the face. Matt Golding also wearing a hat. and a pair of shorts.
I was going to say, I bet she's got the shorts
Pair
on,
of shorts.
And it's done him well though, Rob. He's won
Well,
57
I
of the
don't-
last 59 games.
I
so
don't think we've ever seen him in long strides, have we?
it might turn the Hahndorf fortunes around if he started wearing pants.
Perhaps he wore them in the second semi.
That's right. Yeah.
Lost to Lobie.
Yeah. Kick inside 50 from Cocciolone, Perling, almost an intercept mark.
Oh,
barreling
wow.
in there. That's a
Crikey.
free kick for Hahndorf. Hey, Rob, is that wind going? Is that wind going to Hahndorf's end? It looks like it's picked up
It's
a
just
bit.
the rain's driving. It's
driving rain.
Driving rain at the moment.
Here we go. Kick inside 50. Sam Hill. Can he collect it on the boundary line? He'll pick it up in some space. Could work. Oh, works his magic. Has a shot at goal. And he's kicked it out of
Across the
bounds on
face.
full. I thought he was going to dribble that one through.
A good shepherd from Petrenko there too, boys.
Just another half-time score. Mount Barker 8-7, leading Blackwood 6 goals. So the Barkeroos, good second term there. That was 2-3 to 4 goals at quarter time. Now they lead 8-7 to 6 goals.
Is that Sludge Park? Is that
No, it's over at Windy Hill
Oh, is it?
this afternoon.
Really?
So perhaps it is windy over there. So what's happening here? Looks like it's Williams with the ball. No one knows what's going on. Looks like it's going to be a free kick to Hahndorf from the barbecue shed there, Goldie, in the distance. This might be
Bit of rain on the dream
young
maker
Xander
here.
maybe with the yellow white boots.
That's Sabian Parker.
Parker
Bowles.
Bowles, sorry. So Parker Bowles chips it towards the lead there of Nycamp. Good defensive spoil there by the Dogs. Comes out here to George Dent, gets it back to a teammate in Kuiper. Of course, recent interleague rep up at Karoonda, where I reckon it might be a bit drier than it is here at the moment. So
Looks like it's lifting, boys.
Okay.
Hey, this water on these PowerPoints and all that won't hurt, will it?
nah,
Oh, no, we should be right, Rob.
just mate, perhaps you just should stand on it, mate. Make sure it's all right.
Boundary throw in inside 50 here for...
You could have your own shocker.
Here's a chance for the
well
point.
done.
Sam Williams.
Yes.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Oh,
That's trademark, textbook Sam Williams. Just bursting his way through the stoppage like someone parting the...
it was like
Moses.
That's the one.
Moses parting of the shores.
Seas.
Oh, that was brilliant.
He kicked 3 last week. Could have easily kicked 6.
He's been quiet today, though, boys, in the first half.
Probably.
Yeah, that's
Well,
probably
these are his
because
conditions.
Probably because he's
but
set
also
such a
but
high
also the
standard.
Dogs, you know.
Yeah, they've been good.
Man on man. So, but remarkable
Well,
goal
as the
there.
sun
Williams.
starts to come through, similar to Sam Williams, just piercing through there.
So 23-point margin now to the Magpies. Back in the centre. Tap won by Shell. Follows up. Also working hard there is Hayden already. Pack forms.
Is that a bit of wind now?
Bit of sunshine.
We've
coming.
got everything here. Wind,
Call of
sun,
the wild.
I
call of
reckon
the
we got
wild.
snow coming over there, boys.
snow.
Look at that.
Okay, we'll wait and see. Up they go. Shell wins a tap taken by Robertson. Gets a kick away. A little bit of a mini barrel. Rolls forward. Coming to meet is Salt. Well gathered. Trying to get the handball towards Williams. Follows up. Hayden through traffic. Gets a kick clear. Bounces off Petrenko.
Yep.
Follows
is.
it up though.
Oh.
The puck. Gets it back to a teammate there who's under a lot of
Williams.
pressure. And that was Williams. Greenside involved there for the Dogs. So the umpire will come in and ball it. Also, Buff Lehman.
Well done to cameraman Dallas, of course, filming in the conditions today. He's loving it. He's got the thermals on and the gloves. Kieran Click out of defence from the Dogs. Out towards the wing. Perling 1-on-1 versus Leonard. Big D-Rob. Daniel Roberts involved. Perling shovels it out towards Ingram. He goes in turn to Grivell for the Hahndorf Magpies. Kick inside 50. Pack forms. Is that a push out?
Yeah, push out.
It's gone to Ben Salt, who kicked 2 goals in the first term towards this end for the Hahndorf. And good to see that the players can just have a bit of a chat to the umpire.
Score from Mount Pleasant, boys. Because the northernmost outpost in use this afternoon for the first time at the Birdwood half-time. Birdwood at 4-4. Torrens Valley 4-4.
Ben Salt
Really?
steers it out of bounds on the full, Rob. Not his best shot.
No, slipped off the side, I would say, Goldie.
4-2.
Slippery.
Onkers, 26. Hahndorf 7-7. 7 minutes gone in the third term here. Round 11 action. Of course, Onkers in 5th. 5-5 record. Hahndorf 10 and zip. Undefeated at home, interestingly enough, since 2016. Jaden brought that one to the table.
Onkers.
No, Hahndorf. We're
Oh,
not playing
Hahndorf.
at Hahndorf today, but Hahndorf haven't lost at home since 2016.
Yep.
So a rare achievement here in the middle of winter as the sun blessed Balhannah Oval, taken out of the ruck, handed off here. Around the corner is Parker Boz. Zabian variety has a shot, but off line for a minor score.
Jaden and Indy, some stats that matter 7 minutes into the third term.
Yeah, well, the hit-outs are quite even as it was in the second quarter. So I think Onkas have upped the pressure a little bit at the stoppages, but they've dropped the last couple of inside 50 heres. 3 consecutive inside 50s for Hahndorf in the quarter.
So free kick here to the Dogs. Going to be the agency of Andy Vines. 2 goals on the board in the first half for the Dogs. Nurses it up the line. Greenslade. Intercept there. Hayden. Feeds the ball out into a teammate in Hill.
Cheney.
Comes back to Cheney. Cheney.
Jaden, anything catching your eye?
Thanks, Goldie. So 12 kicks each actually in this quarter and 3 handballs to 2 in favour of Hahndorf. So pretty even at the moment.
So throw in right between the coaching boxes here. In a change flank. High pitch. Roberts double hands it and gets a kick away. Only as far as Chipiana. Feeds the ball out to Greenslade, who's been busy already this afternoon. Flicks it forward. Target was Leonard off hands. I think it was Mail trying to burst his way through. Comes back to Lees. Gets it here to Clarissa. Can he shrug himself free? Intercepted by Yench with a clearing kick. Off the chest of Shelv as he goes to ground. Scrambly football in the wet conditions with the wet ball. Comes back to Shell for the agency there of Weber. Kick up the line. Mail versus the chip and over the boundary line there. So we'll have a throw in.
Yep.
In the half-forward flank area. Is it throw in? Yes. Or is it last touch? No. Boundary Academy boy coming in.
24 points the margin. 7-8 to 4-2. 9 minutes gone. Neither side getting a goal in this term. In that second term, Onkas won that quarter, 2-1. Mayo and Vines kicking goals, and Petrenko 1 for Hahndorf. Kick forward by the Magpies. Zabian Parker Bors collects it. Nice little handball over the top to Nykamp. Gets onto that right foot, I should say. The long sleeve foot. I don't know time strolls in and kicks the goal. On his right foot there, Rob.
On his right foot. Great. It was a great goal.
Bit of culture in the cold one.
Yes. Jolly good to have,
just
a
quick little stat update purely from analysis. Even though the hit-outs have started to even up as the game has progressed, it looks like Roberts is getting a couple clearances from his stoppages. So I'm seeing him getting a lot of boot to balls, and that's helped Hahndorf to clear it forward in shorter time.
So Salt with his foot to the ball for his fourth.
Was it his fourth?
And he's kicked a
half of the score.
8-8 leads 4-2. So back in the centre. Clearance comes out here. Carissa got it to Shell. High kick forward for the Dogs. Leonard's the target of the Pearling. Goat got his hands. It's signed by Carissa. Brought down the tackle. Here's Lees. Good work there by Yench. Working hard in there is Tommy Mayo. Taking the ground in a tackle applied there by Eckerman, so it'll be a ball up right on the edge of the 50-metre arc for the Dogs as they go towards tennis court in third term.
Matt Roberts won that one down, straight down the throat. Oh, hello. Knees could have gone in there a little bit. No? Okay. So, Greenslade gets himself up eventually. Matt Roberts versus Leonard. Leonard tried to flick over the back. Hopgood on hands and knees shovels it out towards Trent Mayo. He goes in turn to Rigby Barnes, sockers it off the ground, opens it up for Williams. He goes off the ground. That's all you got to really do in these conditions because it goes to the half-forward line. Petrenko, one way to the other. Classy snaps the ball forward. Who's down there? Well, there's this man taking the mark. I think it's Luke Roberts.
Yep.
Absolutely. Big Lukey.
That's all you got to do sometimes in the conditions, just soccer it off the ground.
Yep.
As I said, keep the ball moving forward.
Play in front.
And play in front, as scored by Rob Sherwood, and certainly Roberts doing it on that occasion. The chest mark. So Roberts yet to get on the scoreboard this afternoon. Was goal kicker.
23 for the year.
Kicked 5 last week and a great performance in wetter conditions than this. So Lukey Roberts towards the Oak Bank end of the ground. Sets it on its way, drifting across. Flying in the there was Salt, but off hands through for a minor score. So Hahndorf have had 2-2 since half time. Dogs have not added to their score of 4-2. It was 4-2 to 6-7 at half time. It's now 8-8 to 4-2 in favour of the Pies.
Kick in from the Dogs out towards the boundary line. Shoals the target off hands. That'll be a boundary throw in. Working the ball up towards the half-back flank. 12 minutes gone. Sun's out. 8-9. Hahndorf, 4-2 Dogs. Boundary throw in. Roberts front position. Matt Variety. Dogs desperately trying to work it out here. They do for the Catfish. Andy Vine snaps the ball towards the wing. Trying to soccer it through as Carissa, I think. Here's Steve Tanner. Shoveled it out. Number of players around the ball. Held up centre wing. Commentary side of the ground.
You wouldn't believe this now. Blue skies parting. Like the seas, Robbie
Yes,
Sherwood.
mate. Sunglasses
and
on.
The sun out.
Can't see the ball.
So
Glare.
tell Colo that's why the bloke's got the hat on.
Notice he disappeared when it got wet.
So Tanner, the veteran at the bottom of that pack. Yeah, well, you know he is with the cold.
There
mate.
he is. Look at him up in the coach's
You know
box.
he is with the cold. He's a serial... comes out here to Ingram.
Oh, great
Comes
handball.
out to Williams. Good handball. It's called by Rob Shield. Puts it down. Getting behind is Jeffries. Bounces past him. Kuiper lurking also, but Nykamp somehow got boot to ball.
Oh,
I tell
no
you what,
way. No
that
way.
is a
goal.
remarkable goal by
Oh,
Cooper Nykamp. I'd like to see that one again on the replay.
What, on
Goldie.
our own personal
I just think he kicked it out of mid-air, didn't he?
I'll just have a little look here.
We'll
at
have
the
a look at
replay.
that, Goldie.
Flicked on over the top. Ingram collects it. Handballed over the top to Sam Williams. He kicks... I'm calling the game again, aren't I? He kicks it forward. What's he done here?
Okay, God,
He's just socking it off the ground.
He's nailed
That's
that.
mid-air.
One of the goals of the year.
It's
Mid-air.
a strike from the mid-air.
Did you
on the
tag that
angle.
one, Dallas? Goal of the year, that one, mate.
Put that up during the week, Dallas.
So, back in the centre and Hahndorf after half-time. They've sensed the dangers. 3 goals unanswered. Back in the centre, taken by Shell. Kicks deflected, though, by Hopgood. Bouncing out here. Coming out, it was Carissa. Ball got past him. Ground level looks like Scotchy Leone. Ball held in underneath him. A remarkable goal by Cooper Nykamp. So,
It was.
13 minutes gone, and we've had goals to Williams, Salt and Nykamp just to break
Here
the
we
challenge.
go. Williams flicks it on. Here's a chance for Hopgood. Moving it forward in waves now, Hahndorf. Dribbling kick forward. Kleeman's around the action. Good tackle, holding the ball inside, attacking 50 for the Pies. We'll get the stats that matter shortly from the lads.
And I've just worked out, boys, why the umps are wearing hats, because it's so glary.
That's right, they were thinking ahead. Kick out of defence, intercepted, Sam Hayden. Good user of the ball. He's kicked 6 goals for the season. Great kick, actually, he is. Spent some time down at Sturt. Mobile big man. Came back to Hahndorf a few years ago. Been an important part of their recent premierships. So, Sam Hayden, right on the 50. Thumping kick. Has it got the carry? Well, it's got the carry. It's gone through for a minor score.
So, just going around the grounds again, half-time scores. Nan Bremer 4-8, Raiders 3-2, Mount Barker 8-7, Blackwood 6 goals. And in country division, we have Kangaroo 6-7, Ironbank 4-5, Kersbrook 7-2, Gumaraka 2-4, Meadows 3-3, Mackie 2-4, and all tied up 4 goals, 4 apiece, Torrens Valley Birdwood.
Last touch roll. Get the stats that matter again from the lads shortly as we head towards the 15-minute mark. Hahndorf 9-10-64, Onka Valley 4-2-26. Scholl, meantime, kicks the ball towards centre wing. Curling off his hands. Bit of aerial ping-pong sort of stuff. Ball eventually hits the deck. Here's a chance for the Dogs. They work it towards the boundary line through Weber. Sliding in was Dan Scholl. Ball comes out. Number of players around the action in between both interchange benches, and it's a stoppage. 16 minutes gone. And it's 4-2 to 9-10.
So, throw in between the interchange boxes. No, the coaching boxes on the interchange area, I meant to say. So, throw in Matt Roberts having a run on the ball. Ball comes down there. Locked up again.
I have a feeling I know why the foot comment came out before. I was drinking the tea.
Are you drinking tea today, Goldie? And he bought the stuff to bless the van at the start in the room.
Green tea there, Benny.
Yeah, Tommy Hafey style.
So the ball comes out here, going to ground there. There's Chipiano, I think it
holding
is.
the ball. He's going to call it.
Yeah,
Yep.
swan dive. There we go.
At the bottom of that pack. So the chip.
You want a couple of AFL scores, boys?
So Williams.
How are the Pies going?
Pies.
Williams puts it out. We'll get back to that in a minute. Comes up here. Off hands.
Oh,
Grabbed by Petrenko.
Here we
One
go.
hand.
Watch out.
Follows up. He's shepherded by Salt. Overruns it. What can the pup do? Handballs back towards the top of the square. Roberts goes to ground. Was he tripped? Nose at the umpire. Lehman in there. Ball spills free. Coming in is Salt. Stacks on the mill. Ball still in live in play. Rolling scrum, which you'll see in State of Origin tomorrow night, boys.
Yep.
Maroons need to pick up their game, that's for sure, and the ball held in there. So, Rob Sherwood, AFL.
Collingwood 79, Fremantle 91. Full-time Pistols.
Yeah.
They were level. 79 all.
Ah, well.
Here we
New
go.
coach.
North Melbourne 72, Gold Coast 63. Full-time.
Kicked at
Full-time.
Steve Tanner.
So, Stewie Jew, will he still have a job?
Ooh.
Tanner gets on the right boot, kicks
Nathan
it out
Buckley.
towards the boundary line, and that's last touch.
No, Nathan's
Yep.
all right, mate. He's retired.
Or is
Last
that a
touch.
Shepherd?
No, last touch.
No, I thought. Well, Ingram kick inside 50.
Oh,
Goodness
keeper.
gracious! Kicked goal of the year, almost
And then
took another
Petrin-
mark of the year.
Oh,
And,
Petrenko.
Yeah, you're right
Nice.
there, Robbie Sherwood. Just couldn't quite get it, could he? The crummer by Petrenko.
Is it still in play?
No,
No.
he almost did the
Almost did the miraculous crumb.
yeah, the crumb and goal in one motion. So
Yep.
ball out here by Jeffries. Sweeps the ball out here to the run of Green. Coaching box wing area. Oh,
No.
up high was Hayden. Yes, he completes the mark. Wastes no time. He gets across to Eckerman in the sleeves. Goes towards half forward. Roberts goes to ground. Umpire there and said there was a push out there.
Jaden and Indy, that ball was going inside 50 a lot for Hahndorf. Stats that matter.
Yep, looking at the inside 50 count at the
no!
moment. It's
Interception. Hang on.
There
Turnover.
we go.
Zabian pocket boys.
Bang.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
tell you what, Joffa Jeffries has had two of the perhaps biggest blunders he's had in his career.
My camp's
one a
just
kick out,
letting them know about that one.
and that one kicking in the man of the mark is Xavier Parker Boz runs in for an open goal
Killer.
and puts the 10th on the board for the Pies there, 10-11 to 4-2. Back to the boys.
I was just saying earlier, the inside 50 count at the moment is 2-10 in Hahndorf's favour. And, well, unfortunately, after the inside 50 count seemed to change in the momentum a little bit in the last quarter in Onka's favour, as we saw it was 9-7. Yes, just completely dropped off again. And the centre clearances are 2 apiece, so it's certainly not coming from the centre. It's from the stoppages. And that's where they've really been halted in this term.
So the Dogs still stuck on 4-2.
Shane Whistle just letting you know that Freo defeated Collingwood Pistols.
Good on you, Yoffu. Love it. And I think his side might have had. I saw a stat this morning, Shane Whistle, that
Yes.
Dusty Martin has won more
Yes,
Norm
I saw
Smiths
that.
than Richmond kicked last night.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Goals
Ben
kick.
Salt, meantime, gets the ball from Ingram. Motoring forward again, the Pies. Hahndorf variety. Over the top. Nightcam almost clutched the mark. Oh, geez, the Dogs' defence under enormous pressure at the moment.
Oh, great tackle.
Oh, great tackle. Hahndorf snapped around the
Oh,
corner by Sam Hill. And it's gone into the
Petrenko.
pocket.
Oh,
Petrenko.
oh, he's
How
taken
he
it.
that. Oh, God.
He's taken it. He's paid it.
Fantastic contested
Interesting
great
mark.
here,
mark.
boys. You could see the Hahndorf players, his teammates down ground going, what the? As he
What
took
was
that
that?
try, just throwing it there. Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
have a look at this.
Oh.
And Petrenko follows up a big, strong mark with his second goal of the game. And, well, Hahndorf just going from strength to strength here. 11-11 plays 4-2. And, well, I'd like to say on behalf of Collingwood that we do
He's-
lose the sides above us.
He's
Rob
taking a
Sherwood.
one-hander.
Sorry, Shane.
One-hander.
Oh, sensational mark. Gee, Mrs. Hopgood, she was,
Yeah.
she was going through screaming and carrying
Fantastic.
on. All good stuff.
So we've kicked 5-4 for the turn to no reply by the Dogs. So I reckon you better take some of that herbal tea out to the three-quarter time huddle for the Doggies.
Great.
So
Enjoying this,
back
brilliant.
in the centre.
Jeez, I'm going to borrow that umpire's hat during the last quarter.
See, they know what they're
Hey?
doing.
So
Well, they're
up they go.
officiating.
Shell, Daniel Roberts. Ball comes down there, held in there.
Getting a bit of vitamin D out there, Rob.
Yep. Got to hold on
Yeah,
so
great
the
conditions for football at the
marquee
moment.
doesn't blow away. It's getting a bit breezy.
Don't know where the snow's gone, Rob, but anyway, ball comes down there. Trying to bundle his way through is Daniel Roberts, dispossessed, indicating a
Yep,
well,
Hahndorf
kicking
free.
in danger. Taken here by Hayden, who'll have to go back behind the mark, I think is.
I think it's Eckerman,
Actually,
is
it
it?
is Eckerman with the free kick.
Or Parker Bowles.
Or big Daniel Roberts.
Oh, come on, let's
No
go.
one knows what's going on here. So dig me, Rob.
It's like pass the parcel.
Yep. Pass the ball, which he does. Forward is Lukey Roberts coming out. Brother to brother. They've probably done that in the backyard a few times. And Lukey stuck out the dookies and took the mark. So he'll kick here from about 45 metres, Goldie, straight out in front. But the big man yet to get on the scoreboard this afternoon as far as goals.
Matty Yench wanted his...
Give it to me.
Yep.
But coming out here, Nike.
Oh, look at that.
Fed out here.
Now Petrenko, look away handball.
Comes out here, bouncing ball. Socket full by Chipiana, I think it was. Comes back towards Chipiana, but over the boundary line. And last touch will Chipiana will get the resultant free kick in front of the barbecue shed. Probably that's where Shane Collins actually went. He had the burgers on special.
He might be there now. Chipiana kicks it towards centre wing. Pack forms purling over shoal. Number of players around the action. Just in front of the Dogs' interchange bench. Umpires out the back says play on. Meantime, squaring kick by Greenslade into the middle of the ground. Diving chest mark there by Rigby Barnes. Could have gone to Troy Parker Bors. Opts to kick it towards the half-forward line. Luke Roberts, I should say, sliding in there across the half-forward line for the Magpies. Braden Hopgood, meantime. Dan Roberts couldn't get his kick away. He was upended there by Ben Jeffries. Held up just near the cricket pitch area. Hahndorf 11-11. 77, Rob. Onka's
Legs 11.
4-2, 26, 23 minutes gone. Hahndorf have kicked, put the accelerator down in this term, kicked 5 unanswered goals after the Dogs won the second term, 2-1. Squaring kick by Trent Mull finds Jensch for Hahndorf. Kicks it up the wing. Sam Hayden just slowing it down with the mark on the outer side, just around from us in the broadcasting position. So Hayden, long kick, half-forward line. Luke Roberts went up. Ball hits the decks. Ben Salt's around the action.
Yeah,
Flicks
well
it on
done.
cleverly. Bit of soccer work. Corralling Mayo. Shoveled out there by the Dogs towards the boundary line. Taken by Kuiper or George Dent. Meantime, it goes back to George Dent for the Dogs. He kicks it long and strong. Leonard versus Perling, one-on-one. Perling did it nicely there. Let it go through to Jensch. Outside of the ball kick there from Jensch towards centre-half back. Should have been marked there for the Dogs. Under pressure now. And eventually they clear here for Scholl.
Gets the handball here to run. Teammate Lee's just
Yeah,
barrels his
dropping
way
the ball.
through. Holding the ball is the decision there. Just a couple of three-quarter time scores. It's come in. Mount Lofty 6-5, Leader Chunga 5-7. So set for a big finish. Then an important game there. Meadows 4-3, lead Mackie 3-5. So looks like that's a pretty close game.
And,
Icamp's gone to Sam Williams and he's kicked the goal.
Yep. And Nan boys are 6-11, Bridgie 5-4, three-quarter time.
6 goals in a row for Hahndorf. And they've put the accelerator down, Rob.
Yep, they just, you could tell. They were more aggressive at the ball. They started winning the ball around the packs and, yeah, just a couple of big targets up forward. And then you had the likes of Petrenko and taking that grab and kicking that goal and the freak goal from Cooper Nykamp. That was fantastic.
So Williams kicked the first goal of the term for the Pies and he's kicked the most recent one. So they've really skipped away here. 12-11 plays 4-2, 24 and a half gone. Ball comes down, taken by Parker Bowles. Troy variety, high kick towards half forward. Roberts, as in Luke, got his hands to it. Comes out of here to Zed Parker Bars, gets it back to Williams. Can he get another one? Oh, that's a magnificent kick. Gives it to Sammy Hill.
This is some of their best football of the year.
And I tell you, this is starting to turn into a bit of a clinic here by the Magpies.
How far are we gone, boys? 24 and a half, 25
so virtually
minutes?
2 goals within 45 seconds there to the Pies. And they go further off into the sunset.
Now we're at the 62 points. It just happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Blink of an eye.
So 13-11 to 4-2. And Sam Hill, his first goal of the afternoon. What'd you say, 11 goal kickers last week?
11 goal kickers last week.
So they're starting to build a tally here after Salter dominated by kicking 3 of the first 4 in the first quarter. Have had a few more. Petrenko has added a couple. Williams a couple.
Stats that matter, lads.
Cheers, thanks Goldie. So yeah, 38 kicks to 47 in favour of Hahndorf. They've really run away with this game. 11 marks to 3 as well. That's a damning stat there, boys.
So ball in the centre. Oh, could have been kicking in danger. No, said the umpire. Greenslade laying the boot in that one, but fortunately no damage done. So the umpire, Ben Moss, will come in and ball it up. Ruckman wrestle. Ball comes out here. Fed out there by Williams. Ends up with Nicky Ingram. Sidesteps and manages to get a high kick towards the half-forward line. Coming in there was Roberts. Lukey crashes to the ground. Ball held in there. Dogged defence by Onkas. Stops this attack by the Magpies. So 26 and a half minutes coming up. As I said, 13-11 to 4-2. Onkas 4-2 at half-time. They're still on 4-2. 6-7. So what's that? 7-goal 4 has been added by the Magpies. And just another display of brute strength football here.
Well, the Indy, I'm sure the inside 50s will tell a story.
So high kick, pack flies over the back was Cheney, then follows up with the tackle. Ball goes to ground. So once again, right in front of coach Paul Tanner, who certainly has seen the hopes of the Dogs blown away in this third term onslaught. Over the top, Matt Roberts, good tap down. First to get there was Chipiani. He's been pretty useful this afternoon. Puts towards forward. Yes, Perling comes out, takes one of those traditional trademark.
Hang on.
Intercept marks, but in the mean, looks like it was Doc Webber was held, and he'll get the resultant kick for the Dogs.
So Webber
or Green?
Right
Sorry, Green it is.
Three-quarter time.
It is Webber, sorry.
Back it in,
Look
in,
alike,
first
both a
judgment,
bit.
yep.
The way he shook his head, though, he's not confident about getting it.
Unloaded Torp.
He'll need a Malcolm Blight style here, Goldie.
Unloaded Torp.
Yeah, Torp it is.
Back in. Come on. Here we go. Just really get into it. Well, he's got
I'll
it.
tell you,
got
got
onto
onto it. But it's going to fall short. And, of course, taking the mark was Perling, so that's all she cried. So three-quarter time has arrived here at Balhannah Oval. And it's the Magpies well in control. 13-11-89, leading Onka's 4-goal 2-26. So it's a 63-point margin, Robbie Sherwood.
Yeah, just in a blink of an eye, wasn't it, Goldie? They just went bang, 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 and away they went. So, geez, they're good to watch, though, when they get going. But, yeah, just class through the midfield and so many options up front. And, like, the mark Petrenko took, the goal that Keeper Knight out of midair. So, just too many options.
Absolutely. And no doubt the tail of the tape in the stats will certainly tell why Hahndorf are 63-point leaders at this stage. Jaden and Indy.
Cheers, thanks, Pistol. So 48 kicks to 40 in favour of Hahndorf in that quarter, but 20 handballs to 12 in favour of Onka. So they got them in that stat. 10 marks to 4 in favour of Hahndorf as well, but in a tackle count, 34 to 27 in favour of Hahndorf. So that's very interesting there that, well, Hahndorf had more kicks, but they had more in the tackle count as well. So well done to Hahndorf, and Hahndorf's highest third quarter, the highest equals third quarter away score for the season as well. So well done to Hahndorf. Indy, your take on the game, mate?
Thank you, Jaden. So looking at three-quarter time, the total amount of hit-outs is 31 to 39 in favour of Hahndorf. It's now 20 inside 50s to 37 in favour of Hahndorf. It was 3 inside 50s to 16 in that quarter alone, as well as 6 centre clearances to 2 in favour of Hahndorf in that quarter, for a game total thus far of 6 to 14 in favour of Hahndorf. It's the perfect example of not what to do in a third quarter of football when the game is on the line, and I suppose Onkers will need to look for that. Particularly going into next week, they certainly ran out of steam in this quarter, considering how competitive they were at the stoppages and in the midfield in the second term, which left them in a position where they could have gained the motivation to change the momentum of this game, but it was very much flushed down in this third quarter, so I'm not sure what to make of this last term for them. As I say, we always look for consolation prizes when you're playing against Hahndorf, and to show that you're not going to completely run out of steam, but evidently that's already happened, so not sure what they'd be looking for, although the spine has been quiet for the Dogs today, so potentially utilising that to show just a bit more balance in their composure.
I'd probably suggest that just try and stop or quell the bleeding a little bit, because obviously fight for final spots. Perhaps percentage will come into it, and if they were blown out of the water in this game, it might be a little bit, drag that percentage down. But three-quarter time as we go around the grounds, Mount Lofty 6-5, Achunga 5-7, Nan Bremer 6-11, lead the Raiders 5-4, and in Country Division, Meadows 4-3, Macclesfield 3-5. Kangarilla 9-8, lead Iron Bank 5-6. Kersbrook 10-4, lead Gums 5-5. And I know we called it early in the year, boys. May have gone a bit early because got the scores mixed up. But can tell you, three-quarter time, Torrens Valley 6-5, Birdwood 4-7. So, whoa, says Jaden J, because Torrens Valley haven't won a game since
3 years.
Since
4 years.
Since they got back in Country Division in 2018. So a long time between, perhaps coming up towards the 50 mark. So could be, but could be a bit of a wind knowing Mount Pleasant Oval. Could be a bit of a wind out there. So, as I said, they got their noses in front at the moment, Goldie. So could be history in the making. But meanwhile, here at Balhannah, no worries about who's going to win this game. Hahndorf 13-11-89, Onka Valley 4-2-26, and just a display, as we said, just blown away in that third term. What did they kick? 7-4. And Onka's not scoring after half time. So, yeah. So, as we said, playing for pride here, but perhaps that's a percentage with results from other games, and Mount Barker leading Blackwood at the last score we had. So, interesting times ahead. And, well, Nan Bremer, breakthrough win last week. So we'll wait and see what happens down there. It could be danger for the Raiders, who started the season so well with 5 in a row, but only having won 1 of their last 4 or 5. So anyway, we'll keep you in touch with what's going around in the Hills Football League as we start the last quarter here.
Having Dan Roberts back has certainly made
here they go
Troy
again.
Parker Balls gets it from Dan Roberts. Kick inside 50. Immediate centre clearance. Free kick against Matt Roberts there.
Yeah, chopping the arms, Goldie.
Chopping the arms. So the Dogs just have a bit of a breather. Hahndorf once again on the attack. Kick out of defence.
Too strong.
Too strong there. Marking contest is...
Oh, he said paid a push out.
Okay, against Dan Roberts. Dan Scholl, meantime, kicks the ball out towards the wing area.
Chippy.
Taken by the chip, just between both interchange benches. 30 seconds gone in the final term. 13-11-4-2. Meantime, mark at centre forward for Tom Mayo, and Andy Vines has immediately gone up to him and said, go back, have a shot at goal. Usually a good user of the ball. He's kicked 15 goals for the season. He's kicked 2 today, along with Andy Vines. Those 2 are the multiple goal kickers for the Dogs. In fact, the only goal kickers for them. So this be a good confidence booster to start this final term. Gives it a ride. Gone to the left, right to the line. Magpies defence, holding the ball up.
So once again, the sun and usual sights, players shielding their eyes from the sun. Had 4 seasons. It's taken by Sammy Hayden, smothered on the line and over the boundary line. So looks like we'll have a throw-in right next to the behind post at the Oakbank end of the ground.
Beautiful conditions.
It is. Best conditions of the day so far. So
getting cold though, boys.
Roberts versus Leonard. Leonard got over the back, trying to crash his way through an Onka player. Comes back there to Leonard, I think it was. He's held up.
Rob, that gamble of having the clothes on the line. I think it's worked.
Yes, I think, mate, you might...
Well, at least they got the extra rinse.
I rang him yesterday, I think it was. He was washing his clothes and hanging them out.
I was taking a gamble today.
Yep.
I think it might have paid off.
Comes to Leonard. Oh, deflects off Troy Parker Boz. Fisted forward here. Chippiana grabbing ball this way. That we're looking for support. Got it back to a teammate there.
Is that Lee?
In Ben Jeffries, who's been moved forward, I think. And looks like the umpire is going to ball up. Umpire Brian Rule. So up he goes. Oh, 2 Dogs are rucking against each other as the ball comes down. Held in there, but a legal tackle applied there. So free kick to the Dogs. Green Slate.
Green Slate up over the top. Oh, there was another intercept mark for you, Indy. Perling takes the mark against Leonard. So Perling has kept Leonard to no goals. Yench around the back of the pack. Works the ball out towards Salt. Beautifully done. Drops the mark, though. Nicely butted up. That's all right. He's made up with that one. Kicks it up the wing. Hill versus Shillabeer. Grivell. Nice work from the young man. Handballs to Hill, who ricocheted the ball off Parker Bors. Kick forward. Taken on the attack here by Luke Roberts, I think. Got the sun right in the eyes. Xavier Parker Bors. Kick into the forward pocket. I'll need sunglasses. It's a mark.
Petrenko.
He'll be gone before you can say go.
He can't wait to move it around.
Can't see.
I've got the sun right in the eyes.
Yeah, Petrenko.
Geez, boys, I'm going to borrow that hat off the umpire. Where is the ball?
So Petrenko's
That's why the umpires are wearing
hats. He's going to
hats.
try and check side this around the corner. It runs around. Tells it back too far through for a minor score. But the opening score of the final term is in favour of the Pies. They go to 13-12, leading the Dogs 4-2. Camped on that score for the
You're right, Rob.
since half time.
You want it lift up, boys?
Actually, it is, believe it or not, it's reflecting badly off the sun. So George Dent will bring the ball back in, goes out wide
Q4, isn't it?
to a teammate there in Tanner, I think it was, who goes long, up high, ball off hands, fed out there.
Shoal.
Taken away by Shoal, finds up the line here, has found a youngster there. Ball moved on. Oh, Cheney, one grab, two grabs, and the pass Adelaide Crow, and the boy from Warwick Nabil takes a mark in the tee for goals. Virtue runs out, sends the ball long, lumbering out there's Roberts. And just all becoming all a bit too easy now, Goldie.
He goes to a teammate there in Sam Williams, kicking in the middle of the ground. Xavier Parker Bors came off him. Oh, Webber went without it. Ricocheted out to Troy Parker Bors, tried to handle over the top to Sam Hill, but he's wrapped up in a couple of tackles there.
About three hanging off him there, Goldie.
Yep. Right in the middle of Balhannah Oval. 5 minutes gone in the final term. Hahndorf 13-12, 7-goal third term, leading the Dogs 4-2, who outscored Hahndorf in the second term, but all one-way traffic in the second half so far. Umpire comes in. Sam Williams set upon there by Webber.
Must have his hat and his over his eyes there, Robbie. Couldn't see that, the one on Williams.
Oh, yep. Handball. Off the ruck contest taken by Webber. He goes in turn to Gamma. Gamma, got it to Webber, so the other player must have been Green. And in the meantime, it's a push out. Free kick here for
Jeffries.
Obviously
moved forward in this last term. The captain, because Triple Nord Premiership player, Benny Jeffries. Decides to go long. He's got a lead out here in the pocket area, but cut off again by Cheney, right in front of the picket fence pavilion area. Goes up the line, finds a teammate out there in young Kleeman, I think it is. This way, that way. Again, left foot's at forward, but getting back down, taking Margaret Shell, who's tried pretty hard this afternoon for the Dogs.
Yeah, he kicks in the middle of the ground and finds Webber. He's keen to move it on quickly, and he does towards the half-forward line. One-on-one. Good overhead mark.
Yeah, opposition to Cheney.
Taken there by Mitch Coccioloni.
Don't see that happen too much, boys.
No.
Bit of stop-start sort of work here in the sun. Goes into the forward half pocket area. Jeffries, meantime, kick into the pocket. And that's nice play. He's found a teammate.
So the Dogs looking for positives to finish off this game. As said, held scoreless since half-time. Yeah, Tommy Mayo, as Benny Goldfinch says, one of the only two goal kickers. He has two. Vines has two. And the Dogs have two. 4-2. Two goal kickers is what I meant to get out. So, chance here to become the leading goal kicker on the ground for the Dogs. Tommy Mayo, 17 for the year. Sets it on its way.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Good finish.
Kicked 3 goals now.
So the Dogs finally break that 4-2 score line, which they've held since half-time. They move on to 5-2.
32.
So the Pies 13-12. So 7 minutes expired.
Just round the grounds, SANFL. North Adelaide 18-12 defeated Port Adelaide 6-8. Norwood 10-9. Central District 5-7. Sturt 8-6 leading South Adelaide 5-12. And Adelaide 14-9 leading West Adelaide 8-3.
And Sydney 25. Port Adelaide 13.
I tell you, Sturt starting to build a bit of form here because they knocked off Port last week and they've knocked off South this week, Jaden J.
Yeah, you're right. They're definitely coming with force in the finals, so you never know. They could sneak in.
A kick out towards the wing, push out free kick. Going Hahndorf's way to Luke Roberts. We'll get some stats that matter for the lads shortly at the 8-minute mark of the final term. 13-12 Hahndorf, 5-2 to Dogs. So Luke Roberts, kick towards the half-forward line for Hahndorf. Off a couple of players. Cornish, just a high up and under sort of kick in the middle of the ground. Show off his hands. And meantime, I think it's Webber's rocked up in the tackle. Jaden and Indy.
Well, from the looks of things right now, the inside 50 count is 6-2 in Onka's favour. Sounds quite hefty, but of course that's to come in, I suppose, a time where it doesn't quite matter, although it is at least nice to see them getting the ball moving forward.
Three-quarter time score, Mount Barker 9-7, Blackwood 8-5. So another close game here this afternoon in the Hills football, but not apparent here at the moment as Indy referred to as the Dogs, though, fighting it out. Taken by Shell up the line.
Too good.
Looking for Cocciglione, but this time Cheney gets the better and takes the mark. Chips it across to Hayden. Sammy
Jens
Hayden,
full
you
bore.
good to give it to me, Jens, but goes the other way out here to Gribble.
Give it to me, Jens.
So Gribble nurses it up the wing. Here's the target there.
Oh, great
Matty
grab.
Roberts.
It's Matty Roberts.
Like to
Great
see
grab.
that.
Handballs it across here to Hayden. Hayden goes long. Good mark taken there by Zach Kuiper, who we said represented the league a couple of weeks ago up at Karoonda.
Go to Jaden shortly. Anything else? We'll shortly. 10 minutes gone. Kuiper, kick out of defensive 50. Greenslade put up the mitt. Comes to Trent Mull for Hahndorf. Tried to shrug off a opponent there. Eventually does. Chain of handball. Comes out towards Kleeman, is it? Well, Xavier Parker Bors. Here's Kleeman. Oh, a little bit of chiselling work out of bounds on the fall.
Yeah.
Jaden.
Bit Dacos-esque.
Cheers, thanks, Goldie. So 22 kicks each actually in this quarter. 5 handballs to 3 in favour of Hahndorf. So they're leading in that area, but pretty even just about.
It's a
these
chance
boys.
for Petrenko. Could he do something special? The umpire's paid too high. Oh, well, he intercepted there, knocked the ball forward, then followed it up, and then was scragged league high according by the umpire. So Petrenko the chance to kick his third here,
Third, is
boys, here for the afternoon. Umpire just making the angle a little bit more difficult. So kick from just around from the scoreboard, which currently leads 13-12 to 5-2. So another comprehensive lead to the Pies as they steam towards another victory. Petrenko sets it on its way.
Didn't like it.
Through for a minor score. So 13-13 to 5-2. 10.5 minutes gone. I tell you what, the sun's starting to...
Now, it is going to snow, Pistols.
It
It is starting to get
suddenly
cold.
got a little bit cold here, Rob.
Oh, God,
so-
is it coming cold.
So you better go and put that sun cream away that you got out thinking positively. But anyway, Zach George Dent kicks the ball out. Long packs, that's a Yench in the box seat. Flies for the way, drops it, then follows up. Ground level, Mail gets the ball out, comes back out here. Dogs through Vine, get it further afield. Slipping over there at the vital moment. Looked like it was
High
Shell,
tackle.
but he got a high tackle. Gives it to the run there of Tanner, the veteran, gets it to Jeffries. Goes back towards Gamma on the left. Nurses it forward and comes back to Shell. Who in turn gives the run of a teammate there in Tanner. I tell you what, there's a lot of football, a lot of disposals without moving the ball forward along. Finally taken by Gamma, kicks up the line, but getting back and taking a mark is Matty Roberts.
Good to see him putting up the jukes, taking some mark.
Well, getting some stats.
That's it. That's it. Eckerman kicks forward. Dangerous position. Sam Hill sets upon his opponent there. Meantime, here's a chance for the Dogs on the counter-attack. Jeffries kicks the ball towards the half-forward line. Lees, crash of players. What's the umpire going to call here? Free kick for the Dogs.
free kick.
Cheney's...
Mayo?
In all defence to Matty, he's done the power work around the
betcha.
ground ruck work.
Mayo kicks towards Greenslade. John Roberts, of course, just down from us here in the coaching position. We might get him on in a few weeks just for his annual sort of catch-up. Greenslade kick towards the centre forward area. That's cut off, and that's Kleeman, who's into the lineup today for the Magpies.
He's been
one
good
of the,
today, boys, for a
youngsters.
first gamer.
High kick. How's the direction? Not too bad. He's gone to Yench, has he? Well, that's not a bad ploy. Into the back pocket area, forward pocket. Is that DJ
Hayden.
Cheney. That's Hayden.
Hayden, sorry.
He finds Hopgood, Braden Hopgood, whose brother Dylan played in the Bees. Trent Mail, meantime, kicks the ball out towards the wing. Oh, nice pack here by Vines, and he finds Greenslade.
So Greenslade wastes no time, gets along to Joffa Jeffries. Benny Jeffries, flying shot up here. Good mark.
there
Our
we
man
go.
DJ Lees. As Carlo said, recalled to the side here.
How did he get that?
Injury and, bit of magic
Great
there.
grab.
Shortest man, the man closest to the ground, outmanoeuvred the two tall guys and took the mark. So Dave Lees here with the opportunity to bag his first of the afternoon, the 6 for the Dogs.
Steers it
Steers
for a
it
point.
just to the this side of the post. So minor score for the Dogs, 5-3 to 13-13 here. So it'll be Jensch directing traffic as he's about to kick the ball out, tell him what to do. So
It
gone
tells
the
me
other
go
way.
to the centre,
puts
so
it
he
out,
then just
puts
kicks
out towards
to
Cheney and Lees. Lees spoils it, taken there by Green, so he gets it back to Lees, in turn gets it forward, taken here by Mayo, he's run down by Nicky Ingram. Good tackle applied there, and the Magpie boy will get the free kick. Oh,
gee,
ball
lucky.
thrown back to the comb over man.
Didn't like that.
Ingram, off he goes, half back line, kicks it to the other side of the ground dangerously, and that's a free kick there for the Dogs. So they won the second term, currently winning the fourth term,
Kotsliani.
but of course Hahndorf kicked 7 unanswered goals in the third term.
You're cold, Indy.
Come in here, Indy, if you want.
It's all right. He'll tough it out.
First time I've had a call in a while, man. Suffer hypothermia on the job, I tell you what.
Oh, look at him. He's making me cold. He's got gloves. He's got...
I think the blue lips are a giveaway. He's coming here, Indy.
Is
if
he
you want.
breathing?
Come on in here, Indy.
At least
No, he's still alive.
I tell you what, at least he's toughing out. Colo would be well gone by now. The ball comes out here to Salt, but in the meantime,
He's earning his spot in the finals with
Yeah.
this sort of performance.
Mate, we've got to get you a nice big warm jacket.
Doc Webber with the free kick there. Tackle applied on Cheney. So Webber sends the ball back here to Buff Lehman. So Lehman with the ball, nurses it long. Picked up there by Zach Georgenko, back to Lehman. Lehman, good vision out wide. He's got Gamma out
Watch
there.
out.
Oh,
Oh.
intercepted by
Sam
Hayden.
Hayden.
Well done. Bounces up like a gawk in the ocean. Grabs the ball, nurses up the hill. Will it sit for him?
Here we
Lehman
go.
closes. Oh, good work by Lees, the boy from Mildura. And Lehman
That's holding
Oh,
it up.
throw. He called a throw.
turned over. So great persistence there by Jace. Jordan Lehman wins him a free kick, Goldie.
Half back line. Bit of indecision. Eventually kicks, well,
Oh,
towards Greenslade territory. Socket out of the contest there by Williams. Got it towards Kleeman. Tried to handle it to a teammate in Hill. Goes to Hill. Goes back to Kleeman. A couple of Dogs crash in. One was George Dent. Greenslade. Kevin Handball over the top. Carissa was around the action. So was Gamma. He in turn finds a teammate there in Baker, the under 18. Meantime, the Dogs move forward through Gamma.
Great
and
kick.
a lace out pass finds Tom Mayo for Onka's half forward line.
so great movement by the Dogs. Goes long, Mayo. Big men set themselves over the back. Here's a chance. Can it be grabbed by Hahndorf? Cut it off. Comes back to Rigby Barnes. Sizes up and passes up the
nice.
line. The Cheney, who takes a
Great
very
kick.
good mark under pressure.
He'd be about due for the old sit on the pine time, I reckon, Cole Cheney. Usually,
Actually, it might be
Sam
Hayden.
Maybe
My
Cheney's
apologies.
already
So
off the
yeah.
bench.
Yeah, Hayden at his
So
pistols.
Hayden goes backwards across to that man Cheney, who was hiding behind the picket fence. So Cheney,
Where's his mate? Kick it to me.
Rigby Barnes on
There
the
he
offer.
goes.
Here's Jens
There he
running
goes.
up at Rigby Barnes. Jens looks at Cheney and says, "What? What? What
Kick it.
about me?
Kick it to me.
It isn't fair." So
Here you
Rigby
go.
Barnes.
Here you go.
Kick
Look.
it to me, Yench. No.
Nah, he ignored him.
Roberts with a big lead, got his hands to it, Lukey style. Ball comes down, taken by Shell. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Hop. Good dispossessed. Comes up. Oh, Nicky Ingram.
Oh,
casual as you
casual
want.
as you
But
want.
is that on the full? No, but nice casual approach there by Nicky.
Lovely.
As he just
Jaden and Indy, have you got anything to bring to the table at the 18-minute mark? Besides, it's a bit cold down there.
Well, that speaks for itself, doesn't it?
It's about 3 degrees.
Yeah, at the very least, it's 11 inside 50s to 4 in favour of Onkas at the moment. But they've been playing it quite safe in their forward half. Not too many risky kicks forward. They've just been playing a bit of possession football in that forward half. And that's really why they've been getting repeat entries. I don't think they want to concede too much. And they certainly don't want to let their opposition blow them out, like we've seen this year on many occasions.
So young Baker hooks the ball forward for the Dogs. Tumbling pack there. Grabbed by Hahndorf. Trying to work away. Clear as the goat in Perling.
Nah, ball up, boys.
He's wrapped up in a tackle.
Jaden, anything?
Cheers, thanks, Goldie. So, 42 kicks to 40 in favour of Onkas, actually. So, and they actually had more marks. So, well done to Onkas in this quarter. They're dominating that area. That is a positive.
Comes out here to Troy Parker Boz. Puts it forward. Good defensive work there for the Dogs. Close to the boundary line. Over the line there. I think it was Caleb Schillerbeer involved. Thought we had a bit of static there, boys, on the line, but it was actually Indy's teeth chattering as he was giving that last stats report. So,
His dartfish caps beanie's got icicles on it.
Ball comes out here. Tanner.
There it is,
Close
mate.
to the line, the veteran, but unfortunately the ball over the boundary line. We'll have another throw in around by the old scoreboard. Meanwhile, the new one glowing
57
nicely in the
points,
gloom.
boys. 57.
13-13 to 5-4. 37, sorry?
57.
57 points.
Taken by Sam Williams from the stoppage. Dan Roberts just throws the ball onto his boot, tried to get a bit of yardage, sock it out of the contest. Sam Hayden tried to soccer that one forward, looking for in danger. Free kick here for Hahndorf. Troy Parker balls, handball over the top. Braden Hopgood's the target. Meantime, taken by Webber. Little deft touch to Greenslade. Kick in the middle of the ground. One-on-one contest. Ingram holding his opponent there up. Maybe Schillerbeer, is it?
Yeah.
So, stoppage. Outer side wing, or where we're calling from. Zach Georgent won the tuck. Hayden got it to Troy Parker. Bors tried to break free of the tackle. It was a good tackle there by Green, Damien Green. 20-minute mark. So, about 5 odd minutes left. Hahndorf 13-13, Onkas 5-4. Onkas have won the quarter so far. But as I said, Hahndorf kicked 7 goals in the third term.
And result just in from Echunga, Mount Lofty 8-7 have defeated Echunga 7-12, a 1-point win to the Devils.
And they lost by 2 points last week, didn't they?
Absolutely.
Pistols.
Absolutely.
Your boy played this week?
Apparently did. So
that's why they won, mate.
I
And
don't know about that.
a couple of more debuts for Mount Lofty there. One was the, of course, Max Borden.
Yes.
Back from
Archibald.
Archibald. Sorry,
From
Archibald.
Pembroke?
Archibald making his A-grade debut.
Meanwhile, back here at Balhannah Oval, action with Nycamp, who kicked that miracle goal in the previous term. More conventional shot this time.
Oh.
Has hit the post, so we better go back to the funny magic, I think, because he gets goals with him. So, minus score for Hahndorf, who actually haven't kicked a goal this term, Goldie. They've kicked 3 straight behinds. So, ball comes out here through Lees, finds it Greenslade, who's worked pretty hard. Pinpoint pass up to Damien Green, goes further afield to Timmy Webber. The Doc breaks clear on the half-forward flank. Go for home, which he does. Sets it to the top of the square, but it fades across and out of bounds. So good transition then from the Dogs.
It's one of the few times they've been able to do that.
It's taken until 20 minutes in the final term for it to happen.
Kick out of the fence from Hahndorf. Oh, Matty Roberts, another mark. No, not paid.
Didn't pay it.
Shoveled out of the contest. Dogs snapped forward by Greenslade. Went over the top of Webber's head. Nice work
well
here
done.
by
Came
Ingram.
over.
Jeez, bit of poise there. Kick out of the fence from Ingram. Finds
How good
Salt.
was that?
That was beautiful. That's what that was. That was sensational by Ingram. Finds Salt near Hahndorf's interchange bench. Jensch barking instructions on the interchange bench.
I reckon Ingram would be one of their most improved players, boys.
Ben Salt kicks it towards centre wing, outer side, nudge out. Lees takes the mark for the Dogs. Kicks it in the middle of the ground. They're on here if they use it well. Jeffries finds. The Catfish almost mowed down by Ingram. Get a kick away, finds Mayo. So Tom Mayo for Onkas will have a shot at goal. Onkas 5-4, Hahndorf 13-14, 21-minute mark.
I suppose the situation with someone like Nicky Ingram, and given the strength of Hahndorf, if you remember, he was injured last year and missed out, played all right, and then missed out in the finals when he was injured and had to play in the reserves premiership. So got to make every post a winner when you got such a strong depth at Hahndorf. So here's a chance from Mayo to kick his 4th goal of the afternoon, which has been a pretty good work. It's going to come back. Indeed it has, so Mayo...
That's his 4th, is it?
His 4th for the afternoon, which is a pretty good, considering he only kicked 6.
2.4 degrees, boys.
2.4
degrees. No wonder you're bloody shaking in your boots, Cindy.
Wow.
2.4.
2.4. Wow.
What's it feel like?
I'll tell you what it feels like, but it's a general exhibition show, so we can't use that language.
God.
7,
So...
14.
2.4 degrees.
Forget me if I'm wrong. 16 goals. Have they been kicked towards the clubroom end of the ground? 16 of the 19 goals?
Yeah, I think you're right,
You
Goldie.
might be right. Must be a strong wind. I don't think so. Taken by George Dent. Gets it out here to the run of Codorissa. Nurses it forward. And a mark taken there for the Dogs. And it's Webber. So the pass Nord triple premiership player, Doc Webber, nurses up the line. picks out a teammate there in, might be Clarissa, is it? It is, who's run on, is involved that initial movement. So commenced it, now on the end of it. So Jacob Clarissa, opportunity to kick his first, obviously, for the afternoon, and the Dogs 7th.
All over at Nan, boys. 8-13 to Bridgie, 6-6. So good
Nan
win to the
winning?
Raiders.
Yep.
To the
Rams.
Rams.
8-13,
2 in a row.
6-6.
Geez, they should have won a couple of the earlier ones they lost. And
So minor score there to the Doggies. And of course,
So 2.4 degrees currently.
feels like cold. Oh, Parker Bars, that's a good grab. Troy Parker Bars. This way, that way, then finally goes out wide. Finds teammate out there.
A good old water bottle would be good right now.
Hot water bottle. I think
hot
it's
water.
Trent Mail. High kick. Pack sets himself. Salt. Bouncing ball. First to get be Johnny Green. Slade under pressure from Z. Parker Bars.
There we go.
As the final siren has sounded.
3-point last quarter to Hahndorf.
So Hahndorf not kicking a goal on the final term, but still running out convincing winners. What's that, 51 points? Rob Shield, if I'm right.
Yeah, 92 to 41, 51. Yep.
So they looked like at one stage they might corral away. They were 63 points ahead at three-quarter time, but full credit to the Dogs. Those 2 goals in the last quarter, so reducing the bleeding a little bit as we talked about percentage-wise. So 51-point win in the end. 13-14 to 6 goals, 5 as 2.4 degrees.
Yep. I told you, well, it's too cold to snow, actually.
Too cold to snow.
Too cold to rain.
Well,
and,
too cold to snow.
Getting back to that hot water bottle, Goldie.
Yep.
Is that in the bedding in the van?
Yep. Yeah, it's
in there now already.
Oh yeah, incredible. Hot water bottle.
Don't let
There's
it
a lot of
burst.
talk on social media at the moment
Yeah, I
about
know.
the benefits of hot water bottles.
Yep. I would have thought you would have been an electric blanket man.
Oh, not in the van.
Not in the van?
No. Water bottle just does the job.
Well, I can confirm,
Here we
talking
go.
about how cold it is, if you're looking for a hot time tonight, get out to Mount Torrens, because Torrens Valley Lions
Wow.
have defeated Birdwood 7-6 to 5-8.
Oh my God!
So the
Look at 'em.
Lions, their
Oh, hooray!
first win since the 2017 season.
Well
so
done, Torrens
And you're
Valley.
sure you got that score right?
Now we got it right this
I've got
time.
it right, confirmed by the Dartfish cameraman out there. So Torrens Valley 7-6. I reckon that replay, that game will rate pretty well this week. So Torrens Valley 7-6 have defeated Birdwood 5-8. We'll come back with a wrap around all the scores that we've got in. But before he turns
Good
into
on
an ice block, we'll go down to Indy Rogers. Take it away, Indy.
Yeah, not much time, Pistols, but I'll try and say what I can before I lose breath, of course. At full time, the stats read hit-outs 39 to 45 in Hahndorf's favour.
Just keep moving, mate.
Yeah, 35 inside 50s to 42 in Hahndorf's favour. Only a 7 inside 50 difference for the game in total, but once again, it's worth noting 3 inside 50s to 16 in that third quarter was really what set the tone for this game. I suppose credit to Onkas, they didn't allow Hahndorf to twist the knife in the belly too much. Instead, they made a good effort to stop the bleeding a little bit, but by that point, they had already lost a little bit too much on their own terms. Centre clearances were 8 to 15 in favour of Hahndorf at full time, and certainly today it just looked like Hahndorf were probably the more active team when it counted. And in fairness, I thought that second quarter was quite competitive from Onkas, and I reckon when they were kicking towards their club room end, they seemed to be playing a little bit better and have some better momentum swings. They played it quite safe in that quarter. I just think they didn't want to get blown out too much, but I suppose that is better considering what Hahndorf have already done to the other top 3 teams, including Blackwood and Lobethal this year. So credit is due to some degree in those areas, but once again, this is their first loss at Balhannah for the year, if we're correct, for Onkas. So, yeah, not the best afternoon by any means, a very cold one as well, if that hasn't been made evident already. I suppose credit to... Well, credit to Greenslade and Weber. They've been quite competitive today for Onkas. But, yeah, it has been established they've got quite a few injuries to battle on the forefront this year. Hahndorf just look like such a fit team, though, and they're getting better every season. So you're just wondering when they're going to hit the roof, and it hasn't happened yet.
just some stats that matter. So 52 kicks to 57 in favour of Hahndorf in that quarter. So 178 kicks, 175. So pretty even in that tally there. Handballs 82 to 49 in favour of Onka's marks. 55 to 38 in total in favour of Hahndorf. And the tackle count was 24-21 in that quarter, so 133 to 123 in favour of Hahndorf. So well done to Hahndorf on the win there. I'll just give you a wrap up of the stats that matter throughout the day that occurred. So it was Hahndorf's second lowest second quarter score for the year. It was also Onka's lowest second quarter score for the year at home. It was Hahndorf's lowest second quarter score away this year. That second quarter score, low score from Hahndorf, was the lowest. Here's a stat here: the lowest second quarter score in an away game since round 14, 2019, which was here at Balhannah, and it will be 2 years ago tomorrow.
2 years ago tomorrow.
There's a stat there for you. And it was Hahndorf's highest third quarter score at an away game this season as well. And it was and also in the 28 times these two sides have played each other since 2010, 14 times Hahndorf has scored 13 goals or more. So there's a stat there for you boys. And also, it's the first time in a long while that Hahndorf have been goals in the last quarter. I'm trying to figure out when it was. It's definitely earlier than round 10, 2019. That's what I can give you there. So there's the stats that matter there, boys.
Thank you very much, boys, and thank you very much for your input this afternoon. I tell you what, boys, I don't know if the Olympic trials for athletics has been held yet, but we'll have to get our man Indy Rogers, the 500 man. He should be a candidate for Tokyo because the way he moved to get into the warmth of the car over there, man must have been a little bit frozen. But well done, boys, in the face of adversity. That's what we like to see. Now, as we said, 13-14 to 6-5. Just going through a couple of the leading goal kickers here. Salt kicked 4 for the Pies. Williams 2, Nykamp 2, Petrenko 2, and singles to young Tom Kleeman on debut. Zed Parker Boz and Sammy Hill. And for Onka Valley, Mayo kicking 4 and 2 Devines, the only goal kickers. So as we go around the grounds, Nan Bremer 8-13 have defeated the Raiders 6-6, so back-to-back wins there for the Rams. Now, Mount Lofty 8-7 have defeated Achunga 7-12, so a 1 point margin. Now, my statistics people, Rob, have told me in the last 4 games, the winning result, either losing or winning result for Mount Lofty, the aggregate is 6 points. So you talked about close games.
Yep.
So the last 4 games, it's been 6 points aggregate result. So winning that one today by a point, I think it's Goldie pointed out, lost last week by 2 points.
Came out of the 5 now.
Yeah, it could well be. Now in Division 2, Meadows 5-6 have beaten Mackie 3-11. The Bloods a bit wayward there. Torrens Valley, the big news. Get out there. Get around in the lines. Whoa, rah! 7-6 have defeated Burwood 5-8.
Are they going to know what to do?
Well, do they know the club song? They'll be holding up the butcher's paper with the lyrics on it. And Kangarilla 16-12 have demolished Ironbank 5 goals.
So much for my tip on Wednesday.
And interestingly, here's another stat. We've had a bit of communication from Big Bluey Simons, who listens in every week, watches from down in the Apple Isle, Tassie, where it's a balmy 7.8 degrees. So here we are at Balhannah, where it's 2.4 or whatever it was. And according to what it feels like, Indy will tell you it feels like hell.
Look at him. He looks like Casper.
I tell you, stop eating that licorice, your lips are blue.
Hey, look at it. He's frozen.
So, there we go, Goldie. Any thoughts before we wrap up?
Next Saturday we're at Nan.
Nan, Blackwood v Nan. Should be a good game.
And we're just waiting in that score if it comes through. No, but Mount Barker were leading Blackwood over there.
Time.
So, so the Nan Rams will be going for 3 in a row. And if you bear in mind the last 2 times they've hosted Blackwood, they have won. So looking forward to that. And also I think we'll be covering the Courier Cup Senior Colts.
Yes, the boys. I think the boys are going to commentate that.
Jaden and Indy. So
if they're there, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think Jaden. I think Indy will be sitting in the sauna all week just to thaw out.
Thaw
ready for
out.
that.
Got no exams this week, mate, or anything, or no? Just concentrate on the stats.
You think he's nodding to him? He's actually shivering. So he's agreeing to everything. So
We're going to do the Courier Cup, and we'll.
All right. So
have it
another big
commentated.
action-packed program next week coming your way. So just repeating some of the results: Mount Lofty 8-7 have defeated Shunga 7-12. Nanbrima 8-13 have defeated the Raiders 6-6. Meadows 5-6 defeated Mackie 3-11. Torrens Valley, well done, 7-6 have broken the long drought, beaten Birdwood 5-8, and Kangaroo 6-12 have defeated Ironbank 5-6. And here at Balhannah in our broadcast game, it's been the Magpies once again 13-14 defeating Onka Valley 6-5. So that just about wraps it up. Thank you to all the crew. Thank you to Matt the Roadie getting here early this morning. Thanks to Dallas the cameraman. For his great pictures. Once again, Jane and Indy.
Thank you, Pistols and Goldie. A great call again, boys.
And we must thank Stewie Fuchs, who was our special guest, and also Shane Collins, who popped in for a bit of a chat at half-time. So, as I said, next week, take us on the road out to Nanbrima v Blackwood. Of course, the huddle reformed. Don't forget Wednesday night. Big night. We're going to have Andrew Bruce in from the Mount Barker Football Club. So, that just about wraps us up. I think we might go and warm up, that's for sure. But thanks for your company here on the Call of the Wild and also on Lofty 88.9 FM. Trust you've enjoyed another entertaining game of Hills Football League action. So until we talk again, this is Pistols on behalf of the team, Goldie, Rob, saying thanks for joining us. Keep on chasing those goals and see you next time.
The Call of the Wild is an HFL media production in association with Lofty Community Media. Listen to this match again at hillsfooty.com.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking in the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL.
Here on HFL Media.